Here we go.
We are live. We are live now on the episode 4 of the Livewell, and we've got one hell of an episode again coming up tonight. We have the one and only Ryan Hanks sitting straight across from me. Good to have you back. As well as the local Lanier hooker, Chris Randolph. He's been on before. The last time we had technical difficulties.
We need to get you up.
Yeah, we need to get you up
into
the party, dude.
There
we go. See that decked out in their cast gear. It looks great.
Yeah, we're looking sharp. You got to show the people if you can.
You got to look good. You're representing.
Literally just got a comment on that Instagram post about those pullovers are fire.
Those pullovers are fire. Yeah, they are. It's we need to go on cast.com and come get some of these. I got to clean it up here. Get some of these fire hoodies and hats and shirts. They've got a lot of good looking stuff. Yeah, you want one of these? You don't want one of these.
The brim cometh.
The brim cometh. Yeah, I made 2 of them. The brim cometh. So, we're gonna make it a hashtag that's gonna stick. But yeah, we're gonna start a trend. And Danny, he's tired because I made him work all day. So I got Mr. Eric Beasley, the first what's it called, the GHSF
Georgia High School
tournament
fishing.
number 1 of the year champion. Him and his partner. Hosted by Jesse Millsap, sponsored by Fish North Georgia and True Grit Tackle Company, and he knocked it out of the park Sunday with 1744.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, 1744 is a damn good bag. So Eric is filling in for Danny tonight. So y'all give him some love. Listen, he is like I'm 1 for 4 fishing tournaments, so he's batting like way higher than all the rest of us are right now in terms of tournament fishing. So
he's on top of the world right now.
Exactly. So. But good to see all you guys already tuning in. I already know we're gonna the list is gonna go high. If you're watching and you got some friends who don't know about it, shoot them a text real quick and say you better come watch because the cast crew is back and the bait mainly the 40-gram OG herring and the black pearl is starting to really take a lot more foothold. More and more people are getting their hands on those. So they've really kind of changed the game. And we have a lot of people have been catching a lot of fish all summer long on those baits, and they'll continue to catch fish on those baits here as we are approaching the fall. So everywhere they go, pretty much, OBT here at the store, Hammond's. Where else we at up here?
Wherever Max put them.
Wherever Mac puts them. Listen, these things literally hit the shelves, and like within a day they're gone. Okay, it's kind of like buying a painted Sebille.
I think we have like 20 black pearl chrome 40 grams on our site left right now.
That's all they have. So yeah, so go online and go get one. You won't regret it. I promise you. We got Chris here because if you follow him on Instagram and you follow him on Facebook, dude, this is like all he throws, and he throws it like everywhere. So he has got a lot of knowledge built up this year. Of course, Ryan is the American master, I guess we'll call it.
The American master. Yeah.
We want to give our love to Mick because he's the Australian master, But Chris has really been catching a lot of fish on it this year, and he's going to answer some questions. I don't know how much he'll give away, but I mean, he might talk a little bit. We're going to try to get him to talk a little bit. So we got a great show again tonight. First off, before we get to talking, because it's going to be really, really exciting, local Lanier legend. Look at you. That's my boy. Golly. Already. You're getting called legend status already.
Dang, look at you. I hear you.
He is.
I hear you.
He is. Is that Mick?
I think it might be.
If it's Mick, what's up, Mick? Good to see you, man. If it is you, man, we gotta get you over here. This would be awesome. It would be awesome.
Yeah,
me and Ryan already
next
talked
spring
about
he's
it.
gonna be over here.
Okay, so next spring he's gonna be over here, and he's gonna be sitting at this table.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Book on it. So
the culture shock both ways on that was a beautiful thing that I can't wait to witness. I'm going to take his ass all around the ball ground. I'm taking him everywhere in North Georgia. It's going to be one of my favorite things. So.
He's going to be wanting to know where all the rocks are.
Yeah.
So before we get started, because this is really, really exciting, and while Paul is typing up some stuff to give some shout-outs to, we want to go ahead and take care of some business. Danny left me a list like this long. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, if y'all can look at that. So before we get started, let's take care of some business. This show, as always, is sponsored by Nofo Brew Co. Down there on the Forsyth, Dawson County line on 400. Go check them out. Go follow them on Instagram. You can go. It's like the only place that I know other than someone's home that you can go sit by a fire pit and drink beer. So if you're into that kind of thing, and they watch, they air a lot of the games. I know they air the playoff games. Go Braves, and college football on Saturday, and so go Dogs, exactly. So it's a good place to go hang out if you're into that kind of thing. So go check out Nofo Brew Co. Real quick, we want to remind everyone about the raffle. And remember, we're raffling away 2 things. Each ticket is $10 a piece. This is the raffle that goes towards the Nathan Hurd's family. Raffling away that Springfield AR-15, and then we're raffling away a fishing package here at North Georgia that's got like a Revo rocket and a couple other things in there that's going to go into that. So come get them. Come get your tickets. They're $10 a piece. And we also are going to have some guide trips. I know now Phil Johnson, PJ Spots on Lanier, he's donated a half-day trip. Chris Taylor has donated a FX rod to raffle away. So we got a lot of good things going on. I know I'm giving away a fishing trip, go fish with me, and no promises on anything. Well, I mean, we'll catch fish, obviously, but it's going to be more laughter than it is anything. But I'm giving away a trip. You can come get in the boat with me just because I'm different. Kevin Underwood, I believe, is also going to give away a trip. So we got a lot of good things. We're going to be bidding on those trips. Guys, it's getting close to the holiday season, and we all know how it is. And for their situation that they're in, not trying to single them out by no means, but what happened to Nathan is just unfortunate, and it can happen to you. It can happen to any of us, really. And so let's just not try to take advantage of that situation, and let's all give, even if it's just a little bit. I think Danny said something the other day about how many people were on the Fish North Georgia group. If everybody would just donate $10, that's on the Fish North Georgia group, come by the store or get in touch with Danny to donate on PayPal or Venmo or whatever else Danny has. I can't remember what all he has to be able to accept money. But if everybody could donate $10, man, it would really go a long way. I can't remember what the exact number was, but you can do the math because we have almost 5,500 people that are members of the Fish North Georgia group on Facebook. And there's some of y'all who don't have Facebook that are basically members of it as well. So he come up to the store enough. We also want to shout out real quick Stephen Barday. He always watches. He got him and his wife Heidi. They got I think they're married. I know they're together though. I don't know if they're married or not. I mean, he cleared up, but I say there's wife.
They like each other.
They like each other. Yeah, they ride around together. So I mean, it's whatever. But we want to give them a quick little shout out because they always watch every Thursday night. They both are in the process of recovering from COVID. So let's just give them a shout out and thoughts and thinking about them, good vibes and prayers towards them because we love you, Stephen, and we like your Picasso stuff that you always talk about, even though it's not as good as a True Grit jig, but it's whatever. We also want to talk about real quick, give a shout out to the Allatoona Fishing League. You can go on Facebook and check them out. Just type in Allatoona Fishing League and go over there and join the page. They'll be posting a lot of their tournaments and stuff. I don't know all the details about it, but you can go over there and go check that out. And don't forget that it is Jigs Giving at Fish North Georgia and TrueGritTackle.com. Just remember, all purchases 10% off if you put in online Jig Month 10. and it's got to be in all caps. So Jig Month 10 in all caps, and you will get 10% off your order from FNG or True Grit Tackle, and that does not include. Oh my gosh, I'm tripping over my words. That does include Georgia Jig, Chattahoochee Jig, of course True Grit, and I can't remember. There's Bass Captain, Blue Heron. So all those are under the umbrella there for the 10% off. And then one more reminder, we want to do shout out a reminder that is this Saturday is Kings of Lanier, Chris's tournament that he's hosting at Little Hall. He still has 9 spots open, and the entry fee is $250, and it's got a $20 big fish side pot. This is a one-day event. This is to see who is the best and who is the baddest on Lanier. So if you think you got what it takes, come rub elbows with some of the big boys on Lanier. I got a feeling that to be the man, you got to beat the man. That's right. Paul's trying to get me to say that. I have a feeling that what we're going to be talking about is going to play. Yeah. Is Beasley going to be in?
He's batting 250. You better be there.
Yeah, 250 is kind of a lot, though, man.
Don't let that batting average go down.
Yeah, don't let the batting.
Oh, I know. Yeah, what 2 for? I don't even know.
1744 again.
I got to catch bigger than that. There's bigger there, though.
It's going to take 20 pounds to win. Guaranteed.
Catch 30 pounds, it doesn't matter.
I guarantee it's going to take over 20 pounds to win. So we want to give that a shout out. And then the last thing is, hang on, I'm going to do this. We want to talk about the ABA 35 is up at Notley. Alex Pierce, you watching. Andrew Murphy, he's running out. So come on up here to Notley this Saturday if you ain't going to do that and come fish. So that's the inaugural for the new season for the ABA 35. That's their first tournament. Don't know this Saturday what exactly what our plans is this Saturday. We will let everybody know tomorrow afternoon if we're going to be here or not, because some Saturdays we're not. there's only 3 of us. It's me, Josh, and Danny that run the store and run everything else. So sometimes we like to take a day off, but it is what it is. So without further ado, we got all that stuff out of the way. I know it's a lot. It's a big mouthful. Fall fat bass on Topwater plugs. So let's get it. Let's talk about this. So Ryan, what is new with casts?
Well, I've been up here probably, I guess it was the past 2 weeks. I think I've been on Lanier for maybe 10 or 11 days throwing topwater from dark to dark. So a little tired at this point, but it's been a lot of fun. We've been able to test some new stuff. I really just threw the 30 gram the whole entire time, and had some awesome camera guys. My buddy Clint from Black Rifle came down, and then my friend Tommy, he goes by Boston Inked on Instagram. You guys should check him out. He does some insane work down in the Keys.
Put that up there.
Yeah, he's really, really awesome. So we really just spent this 2 weeks just collecting a bunch of content for the rest of the year. But caught some incredible fish, got to test some new things. I know this is annoying when people say this or do this, but we got to test a prototype that we think is really special, and it performed awesome. I got my biggest fish, I got my biggest largemouth and spotted bass on it, and so we were able to prove that that's going to be a deal.
That's what's all about.
And then we also we have our own braid now. We have 12 strand braid, so we were able to get out there on the water and put that to the test, and really happy about that. This is the first time that I would go out and throw topwater on braid. Just that's not my style. Mm-hmm. And growing up fishing Lanier, most of us would use mono because we're worried about treble hooks and stuff like that. I was throwing the whole entire time throwing the OG on 50-pound braid to 20-pound fluorocarbon, which that probably sounds crazy, but because that bait's like balsa and it's so buoyant, it really stays up. And I was getting really good hook sets. I mean, first off, I could bomb it like 5 miles, and then I was getting really good hook sets at the end of a cast doing that. So that's something that we mess around with here.
Danny's in spirit, so we got to ask this question because he said braid to mono.
Yeah.
What knot are you tying?
Okay, so here's the deal. This is crazy, right? So in saltwater, I tie a PR knot and an FG knot a lot, right?
Okay.
What I have found with the FG, and this is probably just me doing something dumb, I don't like tying an FG knot with smaller braid, like a
Okay.
smaller leader. And in saltwater,
That is new.
It really bites in really well. So it's probably something I'm doing. I think the first stop I got out here, I lost an OG to a fish because I let the leader pull off on an FG. It slipped. So that was a good way to start the trip. But, dude, I'm just tying, what is it, the uni to uni, where you tie the two, pull them together. That's worked good for me. But
Okay.
I want to go back and say something about the braid to fluorocarbon thing. I
Okay,
think
do it.
it's very unique to the hardware that's on the OG. A lot of other baits right now, topwater baits, have smaller, I'd say stickier hooks, right? We're using 1/0 hooks on that bait. So
Right.
that braid to fluoro, you got to bury a big hook. And if you're getting bit at the very end of your cast, I think that's important to have no give there. And the fact when I was here in June, I've lost the biggest spotted bass I've ever seen with a mono leader.
Right.
I'll never do it again. It was too gummy. I just, I think specifically for that size bait you're throwing, right? I think it could work well for other smaller topwaters, but for that's what worked well for me.
So you learned your lesson.
I
and you
did,
said,
yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah,
repeat it
yeah.
again.
I'd
Much
rather
like
tear-
all of us fishermen.
Yeah.
You know, we make a mistake, whether it's our mistake or if it's something else that, you know, we
Yeah.
didn't really realize at the time. We try to learn from it and not to make that mistake again, because you could lose a fish of a lifetime, like Ryan said.
Yeah, it's
So we look real quick at got any questions at the moment? No, not really. People making comment about me talking like Alex Pierce, but yeah. So you've been here since when did you come?
feels like I've been here forever, like 2 weeks
I know
ago.
you messaged me when you
Yeah,
said you were
yeah,
on your way.
yeah.
You were in
So,
Florida last time I talked to you.
I've been here about 2 weeks and mostly fish Lanier. We went up to we went up north. I'll say that. Went to a special lake up there where there's smallmouth. I don't want to name it, and largemouth.
Okay.
And caught some fish up there. That was super cool. But got to film with some really good guys. Some guys that I think are excellent fishermen on this lake. Justin Beavers, Eddie Krauth, my buddy Franco, Drew.
Shout out to Franco.
Yeah,
Love him.
Franco. Got to go out with Jimbo
Yeah.
and fish with him, and we got some really awesome drone shots. We were pulled up on a point and doubled up on the OG, and you can see the fish come up and nail it. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait for this stuff to be edited. And then Jimbo ended up getting one over 5 on the 30 gram, which is really, really cool. So
That's
this,
awesome.
since I've been here, there's been 2 fish. I'm going to call, this is being a fisherman, I'm going to call Franco's fish a 5. I told him he needs to get more scales. Every day he's like, it's one thing off. I want to see 5. I was like, just get new scales. Just get new scales. But we got some really good fish on it. So
Listen, if you got Instagram and Facebook, listen, you'll do yourself a justice and service right here. Go to Cast Fishing USA on Instagram and then also Cast Fishing on Facebook and follow them. You won't regret it. They're very active. Is it you that's
me and
posting
Mick
anything?
back and forth.
Okay,
but
so
yeah, it's
so
a
Ryan
full-time
and
job.
Mick are both posting stuff constantly. So like I guess I've maybe figured this out. So like you're like me and you get up at 12 o'clock in the middle of the night and you're like, oh god, like I can't sleep for a little while. Or pop up Instagram and there's a story that was from an hour ago. I guess it's probably Mick.
Yeah. So we alternate at different times.
So
It's funny
but
having
y'all constantly have content.
yeah.
And you know, there's nothing like 1 o'clock and seeing these GT and
Oh, dude, I love it.
all
That's
these
still the best
tunas.
fish in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Still the best fish in the world. I
So-
like a Lake Lanier spot, but a GT is the
I gotta go
That's
do
the
it
deal.
one day.
That's
I want to
the
go
deal.
catch one
Yeah.
day. I seen a question, Paul. So we got a question, and I
Mhm.
seen it. I seen it out of the corner of my eye. Yeah. So there's the first question.
see the guy at the bottom there, GT Buster, real
Yeah.
quick. That's my brother right there. That dude has caught some massive GTs. He is part owner of Cast as well. He's over in Australia.
Hook me up.
So that's you guys need to go over there and fish with them. You'd have a fun time for
Hook
sure.
me up. I want to. So what's the new prototype lure called? Want to keep an eye out for it. Are you allowed to say it or not?
I can't say anything about it.
Okay,
I can't.
That cuts that out.
But
You know?
I will tell you that it's going to be released like probably end of next spring. We'll have it next year.
Okay, so look for that coming like April or May.
Yeah, and
roughly
we
of next
filmed a
year.
lot of stuff about it, did a lot of talking points on camera about it, showed action, all sorts of stuff. So we'll be pushing that content
Okay.
as we get closer to releasing
All right,
it.
so that'll answer that question
Mhm.
about that. What size type for the OG fishing freshwater?
Okay, on the 40 gram, a 1/0 treble hook, regular size. On a 30 gram, you want a 1/0 short shank. That's what works best. And you don't have to worry about it with the 30 gram because the hook will already come on the bait with the split rings.
Right. Yeah, I know that was one of the big things we talked about the
Golly,
last time
yeah.
we were here. Everyone was asking. They were like,
Yeah.
"Well, it's you bought the bait And it
it's
only
a
had
thing.
nothing. It was
That's
just
a-
the bait.
That's a culture thing, though.
Yeah,
man.
I know.
Dude, I answered 42 emails. I told Nick.
But
I
we
was like-
learned that last time we were here. We
yeah.
didn't realize that
Yeah.
overseas.
No, you just go get
just
the
buy
bait in the store.
Yeah,
It's just
and you put
hanging
your own
there.
hardware
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
So we learned that, but now, being that it's you pretty, I'm gonna pretty much say it. Y'all have 2 feet firmly planted in the United States now. I guess I can really say that, can't I? Because you guys are really. Y'all are selling stuff left and right all across the country right
grinding
now.
hard on it, man. And, and when I go back to Florida, I just hit the saltwater stuff. I mean, that's a big deal for us, too.
Yeah.
Down there, stick baits and slow pitch jigs. By the way, I think GT Buster said get over there. He's got you. So that would be an awesome video. That'd be fun to see you do that.
That would be cool. I would like to do it. That's definitely on the bucket list.
So I want to explain this for the people watching too, and just to tell you about a GT, and we won't talk about GT all night. But the sheer power of these things is just insane. So where he's fishing for these fish, we're throwing like what a big bait to most people is like a 40 gram OG, right?
Right.
He's throwing 120 gram, okay, 150 gram, and he's using probably like 150 to 200 pound braid, FG knot to like a 200 pound leader on like a Stella 18K, which is about that big, or 20K. And when he hooks that fish, he's cupping the spool. Because they will put you in that reef immediately. It's an intense thing. It's pretty crazy, you know.
Jeez. Well, I know if you're on the Fish North Georgia page, I think Paul asked something about some pictures earlier. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
And everybody's putting up pictures of striper and spots and some largemouth here and there. And then here comes Mick. He's like holding this big old GT. He's like, "Will this work?"
Yeah,
it's
ridiculous.
Of course it will.
He's
so
ridiculous.
So real quick, so we'll get to that. Who's DP? Do you know who that
Drew
is?
Petty, my buddy.
That's Drew Petty.
Yeah,
I knew that.
Man.
Yeah.
I knew that. He commented like immediately when we said you were going
His
to be
family.
coming on.
That's family right there. He's a good dude.
Bend and lean. Okay, that's what that is called, I guess.
Bend and lean. That's
Bend
right.
and
But here's the deal. I mean, if you saw me right now, my body at 40 years old, I look like Winnie the Pooh. GT Buster Ben used to be a professional rugby player. That dude is cut and ridiculous, so he can handle those things a little bit better than me.
Well,
You know.
I'm long shot from working out. It's been a while
Yeah,
since
it's gonna
I've
be
done it, so.
after you hook one of those things, you'll be one and done. You'll sit down and be like, "Take me back." You'll come back and boat flip 5 pound
I
spots.
probably just go down to the bottom of the boat and
Yeah.
sleep if they got a bottom of
Yeah.
the boat. So we'll switch gears real quick. We'll come right back to it. We're gonna go ahead and answer this question. Eric, tell us about your win on Lanier.
He said,
Yeah.
So
Tilt your hat back, Eric.
tilt your hat back.
face.
You look a little.
Oh my
There you
God.
go. There you go. So
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Tell us about your win.
Fluke basically dominated. Caught some on a Seville, caught some on a drop shot. I went all the.
That's a fishing report. Tell us about your
Okay.
win, man.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Like, what do you mean?
Okay, how many tournaments have you won up until now?
I've barely fished tournaments.
Okay, so
before.
you guys first. Okay,
I've
so
fished Lanier since, like,
listen. This
the
is
spring,
his first
seriously.
win. This is his first win in the tournament. Okay, so we're trying to give you some love.
Okay.
See, look, people.
You
Ryan's
know-
talking about some exciting stuff,
Okay.
and someone's already asking questions. Tell us about your win.
Okay.
So people want to.
They want to know.
They
Yeah.
want to know.
Yeah.
So go talk about
I mean,
it.
I went all the way down to the south end. There's some good fish down there. I didn't even bother with anything between it. I made the straight run all the way down there. The morning time, it sucked pretty bad, so I just kind of had to keep casting, keep just working those fish. Finally, gosh, it was probably 12, maybe 1 o'clock. My friend Seth Johnson, he fishes with me. We do the tournaments together. He locked up on like a 4 something, I think. So that was a good fish. So that made some confidence. At that point, we had a limit on like the drop shot and stuff, but we only had like a 10-pound limit. So we locked up on that 4-pounder, and that was off a brush. And then at that point, I guess I just started firing up, and all the way until we had to make the run back up, they were just bigs. And they were all, I mean,
Big.
just big ones.
Let's
I
go.
started,
1744 is a good bag.
yeah, I started running my stuff because I mean, the way I have the south end figured out, when this spot's working, I know this spot, and this spot will be working. So I basically just ran what I knew from experience, pretty much, and I mean it happened like it does every time. Just big old bag, big old bass. I should have caught way more. I missed a lot of good fish. I really, really wish I got in, but yeah, it was a good day. It was enough to do it. So,
You know what?
yeah,
Good job.
thank you.
You did good.
Thank
You're
you.
just proud.
Yeah.
No, we're
That
proud.
was
We're proud
fun.
of you.
I honestly did not think I had as big of a bag as I did. I'm horrible with
That's
spotted
good when that
bass.
happens. I like when that
I am
happens.
horrible with weighing spotted bass. Every time I throw one on a scale, I'm like, dang.
What was that face
Dang.
again? What was that
What did
face
you
again?
think you had?
Gosh, I thought I had like 15 maybe. I'm like, it's probably a top 10. Then we put that thing on there. I mean, it happens every time.
Where were you in the weigh line? Like, did you know what
Um,
everybody else had when you got up there?
No,
Or
we
you
were
kinda-
first flight, so actually right before us, Cooper McDonald weighed in, and I think they had like 14 or 15 something, and I thought that got us because I'm just
They had that donkey. large.
yeah, that was cool. They had a couple largemouth, I think.
It's called a true grit jig.
Yeah. Oh, really? The big fish.
It was.
We were close to
It's
that
called
big
a true
fish.
grit jig.
We were
Them
very
lips,
close to
son.
big fish.
You've been throwing that triple jig. You might have got.
I know. Oh, man, maybe I should have.
Maybe you should have.
Maybe I should have. I've been throwing it, just not during the tournament, but I've
Give
been
me a
throwing
banner.
They like wearing him out, don't they?
it. But yeah,
That's your buddies right there.
yeah.
Listen, we love Eric to death. He's been coming around the store for a little while now, and he come in. He was like, "My name's Eric." and now, like,
Now he's winning tournaments.
He walks in. He's winning tournaments, and we can't make him shut up when he walks in the
Oh, I know.
door. So,
I
but no,
love
that's just a joke. No, I mean we love Eric to death. So he's really coming out of his shell.
Yeah.
And pay attention because he's going to be doing some more. You got a whole full
I'm
season ahead of you.
Where's
Gonna
next?
try.
Where's the next one?
Clark's Hill and
Go to the hill.
not. I think it's Saturday. Yeah.
Clark Hill.
Not this Saturday. I don't care. Not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. I don't even know when I'm gonna be able to practice for that. I might not even really have practice for that. I might just go out there and
He don't even need to practice
Do it.
anymore.
Oh
He's
my
got it.
God.
He's got this
I don't-
figured
I
out.
don't know
He's
how
just
I'm
gonna
doing that.
show up and
That's-
take your money.
That's Bass Nation.
That's exactly what it is. So.
No, that's Bass Nation. I'm not sure. Hopefully, I'll do good in that. I know Blueback Herring Lake, lots of largemouth. I'm pretty excited. Probably gonna be skipping a jig, throwing topwater, stuff like that, and then late November, I think that's the last GHSF for the season, and then I think it starts back up in February.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that. I'll be fishing probably just some normal linear stuff, hopefully. But yeah, Cooper McDonald, dude,
See,
they're gonna be hard to dang fish against. I'll tell you that.
Listen, they're fresh
I
off
am.
7th place in nationals now.
I know, man.
So,
I'm scared.
You gotta
They,
watch them.
they worry me, dude. But I
They're
mean, I don't
sponsored
know.
by True Grit.
Are they?
Yeah, they are.
Dang.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. He asked for it. We gave.
Yeah.
So anyway, so
That's cool.
follow Eric, listen to him, and pay attention to what he's doing. He's got a long listen. He's gonna be one of those guys that's probably gonna be taking my money when I'm like 50.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just gonna be one of those things. So we had a question from Cole Wilson, the one and only. Scroll back up a little bit, Paul. He asked something about the 30. Yes, there it is. Is the 30 OG available? And been throwing the 40 around here, up here in Virginia, and caught a good one on it last week. Virginia.
Nice.
That's
cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It'd be getting. I figured it'd be getting a little bit cooler up there.
That's cool to hear that.
Than here.
So we are, I would say, 2 weeks max from having 30 gram available. I just shipped out some 40 grams today. They're heading down to Georgia. They'll be in stores with the herring color and bone and that. And then probably about 2 weeks we'll have 30 gram.
Sweet.
So yeah,
Now talking
That's
about the
cool.
30 gram.
yeah.
No, I'll lay this out
I want
here
to
on
fish
the line.
that bait.
I'll lay this
I
out
wanna
here
find one.
because he's got it. Mr. Randolph here has actually been throwing 30 gram, and he's been catching some fish on it. And y'all two went fishing together, correct?
Yeah, that was a great experience. That was
So-
super fun.
I want to hear from you. Talk about it. Well, y'all collaborate here and talk about y'all's day on the water. That was the first time you touched that 30, right?
No,
Nah,
no, I had it a couple days before that.
yeah. I think
Oh.
did I send you one?
I think so.
No, you met me when I came up here and I gave you one.
Yeah, when you came up here, got it, and then I went out the next couple days. I threw it. had a few blow up on it, and then I got to thinking that y'all didn't have anything of anybody throwing it shallow, so I figured I'd try that out. In the
That's
creeks
what
and
I like
whatnot,
seeing.
and then I started.
So if you want to, which I know you don't care because you, to a certain extent, because you post videos. Talk a little bit about what you've kind of been doing the past little while, in terms of not everything, but specifically about the 30. What have you been doing a little bit with?
Really the opposite of a bunch of folks. I'm staying shallow, getting the creeks. I've been throwing it in laydowns just because the little bit of difference in it being smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's ridiculous. It moves more. The side-to-side action is ridiculous.
So do you feel like you have like more castability with the 30 than you do with the 40? And what I mean by that, for anybody that's watching, what I mean by that is if anybody who's thrown the 40, you're looking at where you're going and you're basically taking that rod and you're bending it back and you're letting her fly.
Right. It's
But
like
you're
that
not
was
really
Sunday.
trying to be like, you can't really, to a certain extent. I've thrown
Yeah,
it.
finesse, I see
You
what you're
can't
saying,
really
yeah.
by like dead point. Like that's exactly where it's going to land.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about how castability is, since you've been saying you've been fishing it shallow and you've been fishing around targets, consider specifically laydowns?
I think it throws. Well, I'm not gonna say better because they both have their purpose. The 40 for more open water stuff, and the big stripers when they get blown up. I feel like they might go for the 40 a little more. But
Mhm.
as far as getting back in the creeks or little pockets and throwing it in laydowns,
Mhm.
I like it a lot better.
Okay. The only reason I say that is because this year over on Neely Henry, the first 2 days of the tournament, I can't remember what his name was. Paul, you might remember. There's a guy, he was throwing a super spook, and he was throwing it up on the bank on the shad spawn stuff, and he was skipping that thing like up underneath trees and stuff like that, and he
Yeah.
was working it back from the bank. So I was curious as to what your experience was with it, because I haven't thrown one yet. I don't have one yet. I have a 40. I don't have a 30. So I was curious as to see what your experience was with it. And I know for anyone that's here right now, we're going to do kind of the same thing we did the last time we were here. You were
Yeah.
here. We're going to talk about, because Brian has a 30
Yeah, I was gonna show
right
you the
here.
size. If
Oh,
you can
that's
see
perfect.
this. If you can see that size is a little
That looks
smaller.
like money right there.
So this thing,
Let me try and knock.
yeah.
I did this last time and tried to knock the whole set down. So
So this thing,
let me see here. More
Yeah,
like that.
let's
You
talk-
want to grab it?
I
You
got it. So this thing right here, I would say my hand, I'm going to say that this thing's just a hair longer than a super spook.
Yeah.
There's a 40.
So, yeah, perfect. See, look, Chris on the point. Here is the 40, and here is the 30.
Yeah, I mean the 30 is still it's just, I would say, like you said, just a little bit bigger than a super spook. It's still a big bait in my opinion, big topwater, but it's definitely smaller.
So, and you can feel kind of the weight difference in them. I think, see, Chris has been throwing this thing with the tail. Bro, we got to get you a new feather hook.
That was just
It's been tearing,
that was
torn
a real
up.
quick deal.
We're going to have to get you a tail feather hook to put on the back of that. Hold both of them up. All right, so we're going to do some zoomage.
Oh man,
Keep talking.
Well, I thought you were about to zoom in. Sorry.
that looks, that thing looks so good.
There you go. I'm going to try to
The zoom coming.
zoom cometh there. So you can see this bait is about, I don't know, 1/4 inch shorter maybe than the 40.
Yeah.
3/16 to a 1/4 inch shorter. I feel like this, I feel like I got it. It feels more like a super spook in my hand. The way that I feel it. Because this is my first time touching this one. I mean, I've caught fish on this one. I have this one. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, for anybody who does not have one of these, this is just coming from me. I don't work for Cass. Ryan does. So I'm going to go ahead and just tell you this. I thought the first time, I'm going to put this one down.
Yeah, put
The
this
first time I saw this, I thought that this right here was a game changer in terms of the bait. That connection into the balsa there with the hook, where this connection to the split ring. Sorry, Paul. Listen, Paul's jumping all over me about it. See how it moves? I think that's killer in terms of a topwater bait. Because how many times, and we've all been there, how many times has one gotten one, like a super spook, for example, just we'll say that, and say, man, if I would have had a little bit more leverage and flex with my split ring and my hook, the way that fish was hooked up, I probably would not have lost that fish.
Big baits are notorious for that. Glide baits. When I was talking to you about fishing, big swim baits, I've missed some giants because they can use that big bait on the side of their face as leverage. So
right now,
I think that's very important that spins. But after fishing the 30 gram for whatever it was, 10 plus days, I'm glad I'm on here because I get a lot of questions about how I fish the bait, what I do. The coolest thing this week was jumping in the boat with a bunch of different anglers and seeing how they fish the OG. And everybody has their style.
We had a question about that.
First off, fishing with Chris is super cool. He taught me a lot. I didn't know there was fish north of that big bridge, Brown's Bridge.
Really?
I've never been up there. Yeah, I thought there was a gate that stopped it. So I first off learned that there was fish up there. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But no, I mean, okay, all jokes aside, super cool to go fish with him and watch him toss it right in the middle of the thickest stuff, the blowdowns. He'll walk the dog and do a little dip with it, and then I watch my other buddy who would work the bait. He'd work it real slow, so it'd just dip under and sit there, The 30 gram fits my style of fishing, right? I am a nutcase with this bait. I don't fish it slow. Everybody said, what's the right way to fish the bait? What I found or what works best for me, okay? When I cast it out there, and I do think that having no mono stretch, right? Having the right rod. I'm throwing this on a 7.6 medium heavy rod.
Okay.
The next important thing is a super fast high gear ratio on your reel.
Okay.
Pick up line. What I do is I want that bait to bite. And what I mean by that is when I throw it out there, I'm putting tension and putting my rod tip down. So it's almost like if you guys were to go sweep a jerk bait slow or to get the bill of a bait to bite down, I have that tension. And when I'm reeling, I'm not doing one of these. I'm doing as hard as I can. And what it'll make that bait do is go boom, boom, pop, just like that. And it puts like all these crazy cuts and slashes. And
this thing literally looks like a heron, like when you see the heron jumping up, getting busted on.
But I'll say this. I think that with a new bait, a new lure, there's a learning curve to it, right?
Yeah,
and everybody
absolutely.
fishes it different. I've had some guys reach out to me and say, I don't know if I'm getting this correctly. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? I met a guy at a dock, and just showed him, like, hey, he was using a spinning reel. And it was a super slow gear ratio. And he's like, I'm trying the reel technique. That's not going to work. You're going to need to sweep with a spinning rod. You need a faster gear ratio. So it's been really cool to watch how everybody fishes it different. But for me, I like to go berserk with it. I really think that that's what makes that bait so special, is to really imitate a herring, cause a bunch of ruckus on top, get them looking up. And herring are not slow fish.
No.
They're basically saltwater fish. They're moving fast. So that's why I'm really tired at this point. It's because I've been throwing the 30 gram from dark to
shoulders
dark.
wore out, guys.
Yeah,
when
but
you get them icy hot.
that's my best advice to anybody is have a high gear ratio reel, have a rod that has like a medium heavy rod, has a little bit of a tip but a good backbone, and then really get out there, make that thing bite down. Now that's how I like to fish it. He was fishing it so opposite water than me, and I thought that was super cool too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that pretty much, we had a couple questions above that talking about that. So Ryan pretty much covered everything right there, from rod, reel, line, and basically how you're going to fish the lure. Whether it's the 30, whether it's the 40, you're going to throw the 60 the same way, right?
100%.
So, yeah.
I think there is, this is just what I found for myself, but I really like the combination of braid. It's not just because we're selling braid and we have braid now, but it forced me to go fish braid for the first time, right? So I really like the combination of braid, 50-pound braid to a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. I think that you can do, when you have that braid, it's so responsive.
Yes.
You can do little twitches and it'll go doom, doom, doom. Where one day I just fished it on straight fluoro, and even fluoro at that time felt gummy to me. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it's not doing, and this other little prototype bait, it's the deal on braid. And because I was doing very subtle things with it, and how responsive I found by turning the reel very slow, even it would get it to do what it needed to do.
That braid.
Okay.
I saw another color on there asking about the colors.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We said, will the 30 come in the same colors as the 40?
So, yes, our first batch of 30 grams that are going to drop is going to be the Black Pearl Chrome. It is going to be bone and then herring. The following batch, we're going to add in 2 new colors. One is on this rod. I don't know how well they saw that. It's called Ether. It's like a chartreuse and blue. That's what we fished. I fished that mainly this week.
Well, when you posted the picture with Jimbo and that thing was hanging out of the mouth.
It's not a typical color for a linear. Once again, it's not. But we got amazing. We had really good success with it. And this color, in low light situations, overcast days on that clear water just really pops out there. So we're
It's
going
kind of like throwing a painted blade spinnerbait
Yeah.
first thing in the morning.
That's right, 100%. That's all I used to do. I used to throw white,
Shift
dude,
it.
low light. All I'd throw is white spinnerbait blades.
I
That was
drop nuggets every
Ah,
morning.
yeah, that's the deal. That's
my
the deal.
goodness, those
So
morning
we're gonna have
fish.
that color when we re-up, and then we're gonna have a color that is called River Gray, which is solid chrome, like Seville chrome, with the herring scales on top of it.
Whoa.
And I think that'll be the ruckus.
Have you
That's
seen
gonna
it?
be
So
something.
Has he sent you a picture of it?
I can show you after this, like what the actual chrome and all that
That's
looks like.
cool.
Yeah. So I think
I wanna
that
see
one
it.
on a
That's
sunny
gonna be
day, I
something,
think that'll be
dude.
really cool. But I think it'll be cool to have, we want to keep those same herring scales, but on top
Right.
of the chrome. So just like a solid chrome with the herring
Right.
scales.
One thing that I'm going to say this, we've had a handful of guys come into the store that have got this bait, and it's one thing that I've seen with it as well. The durability of these baits is phenomenal. This is not your run-of-the-mill gunfish or Ima or super spook where after like 20 fish, 25 fish,
It's all
you're going
cheap.
to sit up there and you're going to look and you're going to have hook rash where the hooks are sitting there rocking back and forth, making a line, scrubbing the paint, and then teeth marks on top of the bait from the spots and stuff they're eating it. These baits are very durable. You buy one, if you don't lose it, it's going to be a bait that's going to last you not one
Yeah.
year. It's going to last you multiple years.
And that's the benefit, I think, of once again blurring the line from saltwater to freshwater and bringing
Right.
a bait that has to stand up to
teeth.
to GT,
Yeah.
and they all have teeth, and bringing that here. So I did want to mention really quick with this ether color. There's one thing I wanted to tell everybody. We are actually doing a giveaway at castfishing.co.
Okay.
You make any apparel purchase till midnight on Halloween, which I think is Sunday.
Sunday.
Yep.
And you're automatically entered to win a 30 gram of the Ether OG. It's literally, besides this one on my rod, the only one we will have till next year. And then a pack of our braid, our
Okay.
12 strand braid. So
Okay.
I'll
And the
try that.
30 and the 40s now in the U.S. come totally rigged out, correct?
40 will not be.
The 40 will
no,
not
the
be, but
40s
the
that are
30
released,
will
the 30
be.
will it will have Gamakatsu short shank 1/0 trebles and Spro 90-pound split rings. So
Right.
we did not skimp on the hardware. on
Gotcha,
this.
mamas. Got to get them.
And there'll be a nice package that we're super proud of.
Good.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
And
we're getting
listen,
fancy. We're
Listen,
figuring it out.
We're
you
all
know?
all of
Yeah.
us entrepreneurs are always trying to make little baby steps, and eventually we take a big old jump, and it always works out for the best when we're able to do that. Can you talk about the colors? Yes, we talked about that. Talk about the ball bearing swivel at the line tie. We want to remind everyone
okay.
real quick before you answer
Yeah.
that. We want to remind everyone real quick to go to www.streamyard.com backward slash what is it, Paul? Help me, Paul. I'm lost. Facebook. Paul just posted it right there in the comments. For those of you watching on Facebook, go there, register your name so we can see you. Because right now, whoever that was who's been asking a couple questions, now in Florida, my boy and I love watching the show. Well, go to StreamYard. We would love to see your name so we can shout you out because we appreciate your viewership for sure. So go do that real quick and then comment again. Go to www.streamyard.com/Facebook or /Facebook and go. It's real quick. It only takes you like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know that is.
So
Yeah, Blake. That's my brother right there. That's a good dude. He
Yes.
sacks him up, dude. He sacks him up down there in Florida. He's a good dude.
yeah, I know. I think I seen something
Yeah.
about some 30-something pound bag he had a couple weeks ago in a tournament.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah,
Yeah, I seen
he
it.
knows what he knows what he's
Bad.
doing.
So give a shout out to Blake. I know he's catching up some big Florida lips. So
There was a question up there at the top about the ball bearing swivel and split rings and all that.
I was going to mention that. Talk about the ball bearing swivel at the line tie.
Okay.
Something that I mentioned a while ago is really a game changer in terms of top water baits. I'll let Ryan explain it a little bit way better than I can because, cast.
Okay.
Go ahead. Talk
Okay,
about
so the ball bearing
swivel.
is this person asking me basically do I connect to the bait with a swivel and all that?
Talk about the ball bearing swivel at the line tie. I'm basically thinking that it's why do you have that one set up right there the way
Yeah.
that it is with the swivel
Oh, in the middle.
on the front on the line tie?
Talking about This?
No, that was
Oh, that's-
yours.
yeah.
That
Yeah, I
was
was
yours.
like-
Okay, I couldn't remember whose it was.
So I get questions back and forth. You know,
Yeah, that's a question for you. So why
Yeah.
do
Honestly,
you have
I've
that?
only thrown that on there because my buddy Nick, which is who got me to buy one, he had one on. I was like, bro, why do you have that up there? And he was like,
It's
it'll
the
help the
thing, it's
action.
the
So
deal.
I was like, put one on mine and
yeah.
just go from there. I just
Do you
throw 'em
notice
on
the
there now.
difference?
I haven't thrown it without it.
I can
There
tell
you
you where
go.
that comes from, right? That's what we do 100% of the time in saltwater because we don't retie our knots. Everything we do, whether we're using a metal jig or a stick bait, is we use our split ring pliers 100 times a day. Switch things out, right? So
Right.
by having that swivel to the split ring right there, you can just pop off the bait real quick, put your next color on, your next size. It's a really good way. This whole entire time I've been up here, I tied directly to the front of the bait, and it
Okay,
gave me all
that's
the
how I
action.
do it. I
that's-
just tied
think- I
directly
don't.
to the nose.
I think you can go either way, but I encourage people to get out there and play with it. I mean, this is a new thing, and I hear crazy stuff and new stuff all the time about the bait that people find out. So that's my answer to that.
Let's talk about the braid. Everybody
Oh, I
keeps
want to
talking
hear
about
about
the braid.
this. I'm a
So we
braid
got a
guy.
couple questions about the braid.
So that's something that I think that I'm super proud of that because once again in saltwater I really realize the importance of having good braid,
Right.
And we use it so much. Here in America, I think besides Daiwa boat braid, which is a saltwater thing, I would put Seagar Smackdown and then maybe J-Braid 8-strand. There's no 12-strand braids here. So
Right.
this is the first one that's going to come over here. And the cool part about this braid is that they use a process called high stitch, which means that each little fiber is super, super compact, right? So there's not going to be any air or water getting in there, okay? And then they Teflon coat the braid. I mean, the name of our company is Cast, right?
Right.
So what that does is after you make your first cast with the lure, the braid is not going to absorb water. It's not going to get waterlogged, which will keep you making long casts all day like that. And having 12 strand, like I'll let you feel this in a second, super, super slick,
That's-
super supple braid.
It's like
You're not. It's not. You're not
That's
going to hear it in your
awesome.
guides all day. You know,
Yes.
like that.
We talked about that.
I'm a braid deleter guy.
So really, and that will probably be available. It's going to be next quarter, so it'll be January. I do want to mention the next thing after the OGs we're going to release is some 3-inch swim baits that I think will set up nice for this winter.
Drop a nugget.
Yeah,
There we go.
and I think those are about a month out as well. So
Oh, that's about right time.
yeah, we're going to have them here for the right time.
That'll be about the right time.
And I can talk a little bit more on the swim bait. I don't have one here with me, but it's not a Kitech style, so it's more close to like resembling more of a spark shad style. It's going to look like a fish
Okay.
more, okay?
Okay.
And on its belly, it's going to have a small insert of a glass rattle. Now,
Okay.
you can choose to take that out or leave it in there, but it's something, you know, when you're crawling that at the bottom of a ditch real slow, having that in there, I think would be really cool. So,
It could be an option.
yeah, and
Definitely.
they'll
definitely
be
an
in
option.
clamshell packaging, and we're going to do 8 per pack. So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Clamshell. We all know about the clamshells, all of us that throw Kitex. Clamshells
Yeah.
is a must.
yeah, it's a good way to keep the tail very
Exactly.
straight. So.
Exactly. So that's some good stuff right
Yeah.
there on that saying. So we're going to all of y'all keep a lookout for those little swim baits. I'm gonna have to get me some. I'm gonna try.
Oh,
this
I'll
one.
send
I'm
some
gonna
up here
I'm
for you
gonna
to
try
try.
some.
I'm
gonna try
excited
some.
about it. We took them up to the little magical smallmouth mountain lake, and Clint got a nice smallmouth on one, so we tested that.
This magic-
The magical, which I will
smallmouth.
not ever say out loud, and I'm sure half the
We-
people here on here.
We
fishing.
won't repeat the
Yeah,
name.
yeah. There's a few on here. Yeah. It's a cool place though.
3D eyes too. I think that's talking about
Yes,
the.
that's right.
Yeah. So that's with the swim bait.
Swim baits, yeah.
It's going to have 3D eyes, which is a good little feature instead of just little flat eyes that are basically molded in. Gives a little bit more realistic look to it.
Yeah.
Is the braid available for purchase yet? Says Cole Wilson.
January.
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 I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, it's on this rod. I'll show you in
wanna
a second.
try it,
Here.
Yeah, I want to feel that.
Seville versus Cast swim bait.
I want
it's
to
a-
say, I want to speak on the Seville versus Cast swim bait. I have something to say on that. So
Okay, go ahead.
when you start working the OG, how I was telling you, where you're really getting it to bite, you can keep it going underwater like a glide bait a lot more. You can, but I still feel like there is a time and a place for a Seville and the Topwater. I can 100% say that. It's two different baits, but what's really cool is that you can make that OG stay subsurface as well. And I got bit on a striper. It's almost like a jerkbait bite this week. Reeling it under, going like that, and he hit it
That's
like how he hit
amazing.
a Seville,
Yeah.
like a jerkbait. So
That's what I've noticed. I think they like that little bit of water over the bait right now.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
I've been
100%.
having a good time with
Yeah.
that bite.
Yeah.
Way better than Topwater.
So, are we down at the bottom? Okay. Swim baits will be fire. Yes, they will be. I'm going to need something for a 65-pound for the frog. Absolutely. Casting a frog is highly important. That was one of the things that me and Ryan talked about when we talked about a month or so ago. We had about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
We talked about
We'll have
frog
65.
fishing.
Yeah.
So we'll have 65, and any of you guys who throw frogs and stuff know that
What size range is
castability.
upgrade?
Yeah, what sizes?
Well,
yeah.
it's going to be for saltwater as well, so it'll probably go up to like 150. I don't think anybody up here will ever need that, but we'll have.
She'll
I
probably
think
use
the
it.
smallest we're going to have is 12 pound. That's what I was throwing the little swim bait on. 12
Yeah.
pound to a 7 pound fluorocarbon leader.
That's solid.
20 pound, 30 pound, 50 pound, 65, and then on up from there.
So you guys on the spinning rods and stuff that like to throw shaky heads.
Yeah,
and,
shaky head.
that might be something you might want to grab a spool and try it out
Oh,
for
and try
sure. And I will say this, I don't know if anybody's seen it. The color of it is really cool.
Yeah, it
it's-
matches that
yeah.
ether bait. Actually, I wish we could put this up here so you can see.
Yeah, so
It's
I was
multicolored.
expecting like green line or something like
Yeah.
that, and then Ryan's
Oh,
like,
can
"Nah,
I-
here's a picture of it," and he sends me a picture of it, and I was
Let's
like,
see.
Have him point it up the table.
Okay, hold on. Let me do this so
Yeah.
I don't knock everything over. Here you go. I'm handing that to you.
There you go. Oh, that's a cool.
"Is that what we're gonna do?
Get it in the zone of danger there.
We don't want to break a rod tip."
Seriously, that's a nice run.
But yeah, it's gonna be multi for the casting braid. It's multicolor braid, so it's like a lime,
Ooh.
baby blue, kind of the color of that bait, and then yellow. So it'll be high vis for you guys.
That's got to be cool.
There's a question right there for you, Ryan. Can the 30 OG be pre-ordered?
No, I don't think we're gonna open up a pre-order right now, just because it's so soon to being released. We did make sure to have a pretty good amount of inventory.
No, it's not a Shakespeare.
You know.
yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Turn the lure a little bit so we can see the.
Yeah, it matches that. Here, I can do this. Let's see
There
here.
we go.
Kind of matches
Yeah.
that. So, which is pretty cool.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect.
That does match everything. That's dope.
It looks good. So, guys, listen. You can feel this stuff. Oh, take that back.
Yeah, here.
I'm gonna feel something right here. So
I do too.
that stuff right
Oh,
there is
that's
super
legit.
slick, dude.
Dude, it's butter.
And what's crazier is like when you feel that 12 pound.
Look at that knot. It's on point.
Yeah, when you feel that 12, that but you
Should be
can
an
see.
FG.
I'm glad you pointed that out. That's another thing I want to say on here
That's pretty
is
nice.
I know how guys are with their leaders and stuff, but I throw this bait on a super short leader, and the reason I do that, I do the same thing in saltwater, is I only want braid going through my guides. I can
Really?
cast 5 times further. Guys are worried about leader lengths for clear water and fish. Dude, when you're throwing a bait causing that much ruckus, it's a reaction
They ain't
strike.
leaving
They're not
line.
worried about.
They're not worried about
So
line.
do yourself a favor. If you're throwing this braid to leader connection, keep a short, very short leader, and keep the knot outside of the guides. That'll keep your knot stronger too, because it's not hitting every guide
Mm-hmm.
going the whole entire time, and you will cast so much further. That's what I like to do.
When can we order or pre-order the other 30 gram? I need to catch. I need to catch some on something other than herring.
So, I think, like I said, it'll be out in 2 weeks. I don't think we're going to pre-order or do any pre-order or anything like that.
Okay, so 2 weeks. Get them, stick them in your stocking, and don't worry about them until next year.
That's right.
I'm
That's
just
right.
kidding.
That's
I'm just
right.
kidding.
I mean, that's
I'm kidding.
that's how good we timed it. We're pros over here. So.
Yeah, that's right. No,
But-
you need to be having this. You need to be having it here in 2 weeks. It needs to be on the deck of your boat. If you fish Lanier, if you fish any of these other herring lakes, it needs to be something that you have laying on the deck of your boat. I think a lot of guys.
Plug the website.
It's
yeah,
it's
plug the website.
castfishing.co to order any of our apparel, our jigs. What I mean by our jigs is saltwater jigs, not your jigs, and all of our stick baits.
The slow pitch. Jigs.
Yeah, slow pitch jigs. That's right.
Y'all could be a true good dealer. They might
That's
be
right.
true
That's
good
right.
dealers.
That's
They
right.
might, hey, the Barramundi might eat
That's
jig.
cool.
You know, you never
That's
know.
cool.
But yeah, it's definitely this is definitely stuff that you need to have laying on the deck of your boat here for the next little while, guys. The water temperature on Lanier specifically is still in the low 70s.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's kind of a little bit unnatural, but it happens every now and again this time of year where we still have some little bit warmer water temperatures than we probably really should have. Guys, we still got about a solid
We got a long.
12 to 15 degrees where you're still going to be able to get bit.
I think the top
on
water's
top
getting
water.
better.
That's so crazy.
A lot of guys
Wow.
seem to like. I know some guys are like, oh, when the water temperature gets below 65, I quit throwing it. No, no. The amount of fish that bite it changes, but there's going to be one constant with it. When the water temperature peaks below around 60 to 57, 58, around in that range here coming up soon, you're not going to get many bites on topwater, but when you do, they're no doubters.
Big ones.
They're
Yeah.
no
Big
doubters.
ones.
They're no doubters. There's no, I think it'll keep. This is get the net, dude. This is going in the left side or the right side, whichever side you put it in your boat if you're in a tournament. Or it's a picture taker for sure. So keep that in the back of you guys' mind, that we still got some more time. And again, this is going to be really the first like fall into early winter where they're going to be seeing that bait really.
That's right. That's right.
So, ain't like any other new lure like that. Like the Alabama rig, for example. Just take that for example. They're probably going to treat that thing this winter and early winter, late fall, like the Alabama rig was. They're going to act like they ain't never seen it before.
Yeah, that's the good part about a million of them not being out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. So, switch gears here just a little bit. Paul's making some edits onto the cameras. Yeah, so we're going to switch gears here. Chris,
Damn it, I'm leaving it that way.
we got some guys that I know has been doing some stuff, and I'm going to hit you with this. And he's either going to say yes or he's going to say no. But any of you guys who are friends with Chris on Facebook already know. Let's talk a little bit about some crappie fishing.
Look, he looks right at me. I have nothing to do with this.
What about it?
Just give us a few minutes of it, kind of, you ain't gotta drop no secret sauce or nothing like that. How's the crappie fishing doing? Unknown to you guys, real quick before you answer this. Unknown to you guys, Chris is going to be fishing a crappie tournament trail, and you go
You're number 2.
huh?
You're number 2.
You're number 2. So, and he said it's a little bit different. You're fishing the what's the actual name of that? Because Kyle, we have ATX lures here in the store and online at fishnorthgeorgia.com. And Kyle Reese, or is it Reeves? Reeves? Kyle Reeves. Yes, Kyle Reeves. I just know his name's Kyle. But we got ATX lures, the little crappie minnows and stuff, the tadpoles and the I can't remember what the other name of the wicked shads.
He was eyeing him when I walked in.
Yeah,
He was talking about the crappie
yeah.
stuff. He's hanging up with it. Don't let him lie. He's trying to be coy over here.
Right.
He was
So
looking right at him when I was.
So
in there.
before I butcher anybody else, anything else about it, let's talk about it for a minute. How's the crappie fishing been doing?
It's good. It's getting there.
It's just good. It's getting there. That's it. You don't want to say nothing else.
I listened to.
So listen, you crappie guys out there. Listen, Cole also said Chris started crappie fishing from my cousin Hunter Moore, the stick. Yes, and that is who Chris said before the show started that he is fishing with in the tournaments.
Dude,
So-
Hunter can get them.
So listen, it's crappie time. You want to go out and go catch a mess of crappie? Right now is a good time to go do it. But Chris won't spill the beans. I'm not going to force him to spill the beans. So just know that this man right here is catching crappie.
On the OG.
On-
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
On the OG. So
Yeah. Sorry, man. I had to tell him. I'm just joking.
Exactly.
Doubling up. One on the front treble, one on the back. 2 pounders each.
You got some slabs there coming
Yeah.
up on
The
the
20
OG.
gram OG, only made for Chris.
Yeah, there we go.
That's right.
In the ether color.
That's right.
Yeah.
20 grams.
My dad's been
funny.
trying to drop on some, but hasn't had luck. Listen, we're in all seriousness though. The reason why I said this is because here sometime in the next week or so, we're actually going to have a crappie show. We're going to have Kyle come on. We might have another guy come on. We're going to talk some crappie. Well, I mean, I ain't going to talk no crappie, but we'll have these guys come talk some crappie. The only time I catch crappie is if they bite my spinnerbait and I jerk the lips off of them. So on a hook set. So and it happens. If you've never done it before,
Yep.
just wait. It'll happen. They will bite a spinnerbait in the spring, and you'll set the hook and be like, oh, there's a bite. When it comes back, you're like, man, I missed it, and you reel it in. You have their lips on the end of on the end of your hook. So you know, I don't know how things gonna eat, but it's over with.
My biggest ever crappie was on a 1 ounce spinnerbait. So
there you go.
I've caught one on a live trout before trolling it.
oh my god,
trout?
What, a trout?
Oh my
I
god,
swear.
How big was this thing?
It wasn't that big of a trout, but I mean, for a
that's
crappie,
how
big.
big is a
That's
crappie?
Oh
big.
yeah. How big was the
He
crappie?
wasn't 2, but he was right there.
2
Dang.
pounds, dude. That's a crappie.
I told you the OG. I'll talk to you after this. We'll work something out, man. We can make those things sink too.
got
You
you,
know,
I
we
got
can
you.
make them sink
We'll have
too.
the Chris Randolph
Yeah.
edition of the OG.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
Um,
Rainbow trout.
how about the 20-pound catfish they caught? I don't know.
Yeah, that's my buddy that commented above Corby. That's him. You want to go with somebody that can catch gar, crappie, and flatheads. That's the dude
Really?
right there.
All right, so go give him a shout out.
He's a freak for flatheads.
Catfish have been biting topwater lately on Lanier. I don't know
Everything's
why.
biting topwater.
I know
Here, huh?
those things schooling channel cats.
Catfish, sheep, herring too.
Gosh, it's
Are the-
crazy. It's
The
so
the cast hoodies are available for purchase.
so much fun.
Correct.
No, they're not
They're not?
available for purchase. But what we decided to do, I had a really good response about it. So we will probably do a pre-order on them if people are interested and put some on the site
There we
for
go.
sure.
I'm gonna get me
So,
one.
yeah, we'll set up I'll set up a list and get with everybody. If you want some, we'll order you some, for sure.
You will have a black army out here of all of us.
I like
out here
it.
in
No, it's
black
cool.
hoodies and
It's
black
cool. It's got-
t-shirts. It's gonna
I don't
be
know
cool,
if the guys
dude.
can see, but it's got that. You can't see that well there. It's got the OG
It's
there.
got the OG on there.
And then here, let me turn it.
That's
on.
cool.
Not anybody to model, but then it's got the OG on the back.
Squat down a
So.
little bit.
Squat down.
Oh,
I'm gonna say something
There
about
you
that
go.
mop,
Yeah, I know.
huh? Because I'm gonna drop something on you.
No, heck,
I
here we go.
know who some of those pictures of people holding with clothes on cast is.
Oh, do you on the site? Yeah, there. Okay,
I know,
there's
I know
one
it's,
sexy
it's,
dude on
it's,
there.
it's,
It's
it's
fine.
this guy right here.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, sitting there scrolling through there. Damn, that's Ryan.
Yeah, so let me tell you,
There's no
let me tell
mistake,
you about the
that's
grind
right.
of a small business. Mick calls me. He's like, mate, we got to get the pictures up there. This is in my old sales job, and I convinced our photo department on my lunch break to meet me in our green room to take a picture. So that's why my fugly butt is on the cast website.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. I was
Yeah,
sitting there
we got
scrolling, laying in the bed, and I was like, I'm gonna get me one of these. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, that's Ryan.
Yeah,
and then I scrolled
that's
over
right.
again. Damn, and then there's a picture of you turning like this or something like that. And
Yeah,
was
I
like,
really
"Damn,
got
Ryan."
into it. I really got into it. I'm sorry.
He was like,
I found my moment. My
He
lunch
was
break. I found my
shaving,
moment.
he's got
Yeah.
his hands in his pocket.
I sucked
you
my
know,
gut in just right. I did, and that damn shirt was white. Of course, I had to model the white shirt. So I was like, "This is gonna be interesting." So I went in there. I was like, "Tell me when you're ready."
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Go.
Picture.
Go. Take the picture. So,
His face is turning red.
I
He's
know.
taking pictures.
Yeah.
So. Oh,
do what you
Lord.
got to do.
That's
Make it
funny.
happen. you know?
So, with that being said, right now we're at the 1 hour mark, and we're just a little after 1 hour. Guys, time's flying. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, this is fun, and we love talking about this stuff because just topwater fishing in general is just exciting.
it's exciting
I've
fishing.
never
That's
met a
fun
person
fishing.
who said topwater's boring.
I like that question.
Yeah, that's
How-
got to be cool. In like
how does the bait handle heavy current? Like,
Chickamauga under Watts Bar or
There you
something where they
go.
all stack up. Oh my!
Um,
God.
especially when they let it go.
Oh my!
On Thursday. Yeah. Yeah.
Rain and the wind.
Yeah. It will definitely do that. I mean, I know where these baits were designed, where Ben and Mick fish them, there's very heavy current rips that we fish for tuna and GT and stuff like that. Now, I have not personally gone up to a dam and thrown it. I encourage you to give that a try and let me know how that goes.
Yeah, those
but
big
I mean,
topwater.
that bait is a balsa bait. It's going to stay buoyant. So it's how fast you can keep up with the bait. You know what I'm saying? That's my best advice on that.
There's another question from Cole.
Okay.
Is Cass working on a smaller version of the popper?
No comment.
No comment. All right, that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. You're gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue,
Yeah.
and y'all gonna have some of y'all are gonna have to have some patience. Y'all trying to
Well,
prize some stuff out that you shouldn't be trying to prize.
There is things that we're working on. Definitely, I can speak on that. And if you think about it, pretty much since I was up here in June, that's when we really started pushing to develop more freshwater stuff and go freshwater. Because really, I mean, still at this point, we're still taking a tuna lure and catching bass with it. We're still taking a GT lure and catching bass with it. You know what I'm saying? So we had to modify stuff. I mean, when I was up here last time, I got the samples of the 30 grams sent to me, and it wasn't even painted. And I was out with my buddy Eddie Crowth. I was like, let's go see how this thing swims. And his third cast, he caught like a 450 on it. And I said, yeah, that's going to work, which was really cool. But we're still like, with this company learning and figuring out how to kind of hone in on each thing, you know what I'm saying? And also offer more products at the same time towards bass anglers.
I know we already touched on this earlier. Touch on it again. Bass Amateur says, what's your go-to line for Topwater? Both of y'all answer this question.
I'm not gonna lie. After I got some of their braid from Ryan,
Yeah, I gave him
probably
some
won't get
braid.
anything else, dude. That stuff is
Ice
sweet.
Fuego.
Fuego, for sure. All right.
And you just go straight braid to the
Straight
bait.
braid.
He goes straight braid.
yeah.
So then it and he
no
gets bit.
leaders.
And so then I'm thinking like, why do I need to put this much of 20-pound fluorocarbon? So I go 50-pound braid to 20-pound fluorocarbon, uni knot. You know.
I think leaders are unnecessary, but that's just
No,
my opinion.
I wish. So we filmed a ton of stuff, right? And we
Right.
got, drone footage of the bait working, all sorts of different shots. And I wish I had that footage so I could show everybody here. If you see how berserk I'm fishing the bait, there's no time for these fish to look at any sort of line. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't no shaking
Yeah,
head.
this is your arms numb because you're going berserk with it. That's what I do.
That's
you
pretty
know?
much the same
Yeah.
way.
I fished with him.
it.
It was last Thursday, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We went out and I was watching him do it. And I was like, dude, how are you getting into work like that? And that's when he told me about swooping it and reeling it real quick.
Yeah, getting it to bite.
we
Getting it to
did that
bite.
all day. I went out the next day and I started fishing kind of how we did that Thursday. And dude, within like an hour and a half, my arm was just killing me, but I was getting bit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
before I went and took it the first time,
Mhm.
the first one that I had, I actually asked Franco. I was like, "Yo," and
Yeah.
he was like, "Sweep and real fast." Sweep. He's
Yeah,
like, if you
right.
just sweep and real fast, he's like, "You'll get bit."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right." So I basically, this is a bait. I will say this real quick. This is a bait that there's really not a wrong way to work it.
No,
There's
not at
really
all.
not
And
a wrong way to
I
work.
saw
It's
so
not
many
like trying to
different
walk a
people.
spook or anything
Yeah.
where you gotta get the cadence right. If I tell people that come in the shop when we had them and we sold them in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Listen, there's really no wrong way to work it. Just, I told them, I said, make it look like something, a heron trying to get away. I said, if it may look ugly to you and it may not look like it's doing anything right, but I can promise you, it's going to catch just right one time and that thing's going to dive and it's going to come up.
Yeah.
And when it comes up like that and it has that bubble trail that happens when you just, and it go, and then boom.
That's the deal.
You know,
That's the deal.
it's just
That's
they
the
blow
deal.
up on it.
100%.
So I threw the 30 and the 40 in the Gulf Stream 5-6 mile an hour current with no issue.
Nice. Okay,
Was
cool.
that offshore?
That's offshore. Yeah,
Yeah.
he lives down by me.
okay.
So this is really kind of crazy. Him and my friend Chris does packaging down in Florida by me, right? And we were going to get packaging done from his company.
Mhm.
So I left him a prototype of the 30 gram, and it was just no paint on it. He wrote Ryan Hanks on it, and he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, I'm going fishing in a couple days. Can I take that lure?" I was like, "Sure, go ahead." Dude catches a 50 pound mahi, him and Blake,
Really?
on the bait. It says Ryan Hanks on the side of it. This giant mahi. I'll show you a
That's
picture. So that's what's so cool, man. Is everything eats that, dude.
Is
you
it on
know,
the
I
gram?
mean, so it's pretty wild, huh?
Is it on the gram?
It is.
It's on the gram.
It's
Go,
on the
go
cast
look at
page.
it. Go on the cast page.
Yeah.
Go look for
Yeah.
it. It's got Ryan's autographed
It's so crazy.
bait. Is Cass planning on getting into bigger line selection of bass fishing baits?
Yes. So we got our swim baits coming out.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna leave it there.
We'll leave it there.
Oh, man.
Guys, listen, the opportunities are endless with them, and I've talked to these guys, several times, and I know just based upon the social media presence that they have, their ceiling is like way out of here right now. I don't think there's anything that these guys don't want to put their mind to that they're not going to do, and they're not going to make a quality bait in the process. They're not going to give you guys junk. It's going to be top of the line, best stuff that you can buy, and it's going to last, and you won't have to worry about getting stuff like repainted or anything from these guys. They really put a lot. If you watch Ryan, if you follow Ryan on Instagram, and then you follow Cast, and if you follow Mick, let me tell you something. They have a lot of passion. You can just see the passion that they have, and I can promise you, sitting right here, they're not going to release junk. And every single bait that they come out with is going to be a well thought out, long process, because they do not want to give you anything that is and maybe we should, we shouldn't. Nah, if they're going to sacrifice an extra 4 months to make sure the bait
That's
is
right.
right,
That's
they're
right.
going to do it. So rest assured, you invest your money in anything that these guys come out with in the future, you're going to be investing your money the right way. I promise you that.
Yeah,
I promise you that.
once you get one of those baits, man, you can just tell.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just quality.
Even an amberjack can't knock the paint off the OG.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
And the amberjack, they absolutely demolish.
That's fun.
Stuff on
You need to
Topwater.
come down and do that sometime.
I got to.
That's
You-
awesome.
So what I'll do, I'll cast out there and watch them blow up. Then I'm gonna hand you the rod. Okay. I'm gonna bring some cold beers
Okay.
and we'll go amberjack fishing.
Okay, we'll go amberjack.
Yeah,
fishing.
same
We'll
with
go
you.
do it. We'll go
Same
do
with
it.
you.
I'm down.
We gotta get some tarpon on one though.
Oh, for sure. For
That'd be-
sure.
that would be
Same thing with the
legit.
tarpon. I'll hook the tarpon, watch them jump, handing you the rod.
There we go. That's the kind of
Yeah.
fishing I like. Somebody do all the work for me.
yeah. I'm getting good at this.
Guy,
I'm kinda dialed in.
I don't ever know how to say his name, but EWWEE2K. He said, "What bait are we talking about? We're talking about cast lures, 40 gram and 30 gram stick baits. That's what we pretty much talk about, and we're talking about dropping little bombs and little bitty hints at stuff to come for casts. So just little bitty news nuggets for you guys. So that's what we've been talking about for the past hour, and it literally feels like we've only been talking about it for about 30 minutes. So as I was saying a while ago, we're past the 1 hour mark. Anybody gotta go to the bathroom? Anybody need to take?
I was gonna do that.
Well, we're past the 1 hour mark, and we pretty much always do this about every show now. We pretty much take like a quick little bathroom break.
Let's do it.
So we're going to take a quick bathroom break, and I'm going to talk about a couple things while they run and go use the
Oh, get a
bathroom.
drink.
Go get us a drink.
Well,
Go
do you
get
want
us-
anything? Anybody want
I
anything?
always want something.
Well, what do you
Always
want then?
something. I'll take another crush. Give me another crush.
yeah.
So we don't have no snacks. We're out of snacks. So all right. So listen, y'all gonna sit here and y'all can listen to me for a minute. Yeah, right. So these guys will be back in just a few minutes. We're gonna let them go and run to the bathroom. So we're gonna talk about a couple little things real quick while we wait on them. Okay. Chris is over here waiting in the wings. Listen, Chris does a lot of hard work. He does a lot. He puts in a lot of time on the water, and he does a lot of good fishing. And if you pay attention to him, he's got a lot of good stuff that he puts up. And it's just, we need to really show all of our local guys. I really and truly believe this. We need to show them some love. Not just Chris, not just Eric, the high school guys. Some of them are pretty active on Instagram. And then we got, there's also a handful of other guys, that are around here. I'm not going to, I can't name them all. So I'm not going to try to name drop. I'm just going to name drop a few. One thing I will say, if you want to learn anything, absolutely anything at all, and about any kind of general bass fishing topic throughout the week, go follow Jeremiah Giles on Instagram. He's always constantly dropping little videos and stuff, talking about doing different baits and using different stuff. So go follow him. He always posts stuff to his story, and he drops little tidbits of information on how to do some things. Go check Chris out. He is on Instagram. He is at Local Lanier Hooker. Paul is going to pull it up on Instagram. There we go. Follow Chris on Instagram at Local Lanier Hooker as it is shown on the screen. And go follow him. Also go follow, while you're sitting here right now, while you got a second, before we get back into the show here in another minute, go follow Ryan Hanks Fishing on Instagram. And also, most importantly, go follow Cast Fishing Co. on Instagram. That's Cast Fishing Co. It's actually Cast Fishing USA on Instagram. That's the one that you want to follow. That one's pretty much primarily like everything like in U.S. waters, whether it's freshwater or saltwater. That's pretty much where everything that they've been dropping stuff on. There's just the things that we've got going on right here and the things that we really have in this area. We got a lot of guys who are really putting in a lot of hard work, like I said a while ago, and we just want to show them some love. And we all one big family regardless anyway. All of us just want to catch bass, and we want to catch trout and crappie and catfish. It doesn't really matter. We just all love to go fishing, and that's what we want. That's what we love to do. And then I know some of us, some days they'll go get in the woods and right now, and they'll go hunt, and after they get done hunting, then they'll head to the lake or they'll head to the river or something like that. Just one little thing, in case you ain't never done it. Right now is a really, really, really good time to go to like the Toccoa River and trout fish.
Don't say that.
I just gonna say that or something.
Don't say that too much.
I don't advertise myself. I'm pretty boring, so and you gotta go fishing with me to have fun because I catch fish and throw them back, and I'm like, crap, should have took a picture. But I'm trying to get a little bit better at it. In case anybody can't tell on the group page, I'm trying to drop more like little reports of what I'm doing, just to try to help you guys. If you want any little bit of information whatsoever, you can have at it. And I'll try to do that again. I have a tournament this Sunday, and I'll try to post a little bit of something about it, maybe on how I caught my fish, whether I win or lose. Most of the time, it's not always the greatest outcome, but that's bass fishing. So, probably I'm fishing. I can't go below Highway 53 on the hooch side Sunday.
There's still some good stuff.
So I went out Sunday, and I put together a little bitty bag. It wasn't much, but I did have 2 quality largemouth and 2 quality spots. Probably had about 14, 15 pounds. And I was really just kind of screwing around, to be honest with you. But I got bit on my best bait, my number 1 bait, and it was nearly 5, and it was in about 6 inches of water.
Those 5-pounders right now.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So it just kind of scarfed it down, and I set the hook, and I said, "Oh Lord," I found one. So we're going out of Laurel Park, Nate, Buddha, and that's where we'll be going out of, and can't go below 53 Bridge right there at Gainesville Marina, so I can fish all the way up. But I found something upriver. I drove all the way up there, and I said, I ain't been up here in a minute, so I went all the way above. We'll just say I went above Clark's Bridge. How about that? And that's where I caught one about 5. And I said, oh, and then I got another bite on it, and I was like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing Sunday. So that was what I said. I'm gonna do it all day. I ain't gonna do nothing else.
I was about to say, if you could go south, those big largemouth down south.
The cold front this weekend, I tell the people all this all the time right now. The cold front that's going to come in this weekend, it's really not going to bother them that much. You got to remember, if the water temperature right now on Lanier, for example, and in Allatoona, I don't really know that much about Allatoona, but take Lanier for example, the water temperatures are still up in the low 70s. A cold front's actually really going to help, because the water temperature is still semi-warm. It's not like we have water temperature that's 61, 62, and then we have the weather that's coming in Saturday and Sunday where it's going to drop into the 40s in the morning and overnight, where it might smack them in the mouth. It's really not going to. The morning bite might be a little bit slow, but by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, that is really going to be probably when the things happen. Specifically Sunday, Danny will kill me, but if you go fishing Sunday, really look forward to things, no matter what end of the lake you're on. If you're going to Lanier, really look for things to really start firing up around 10, 11 o'clock when the sun gets out real good. Right now, specifically, there is a population of fish that is still living on the main lake, but there's also a population of fish of the wolf packs that we talked about the week before last, where I talked about buzzbait fishing and stuff. Guys, it's starting to heat up. My quality that I'm catching running the buzzbait in these short pockets is starting to upgrade bigger. I posted a few pictures. I'm starting to catch some thick girls. The one fish that I put up that I caught on the buzzbait, it didn't look it. It wasn't that long. It was about 17 inches long, but I weighed it, and it weighed 304. That was not a 3-pound spot on a normal day. She was eating. And some of them that I've been catching have been eating really, really good.
All those fish back up in there, fat.
They're all fat. These wolf packs are really I mean, I really can't stress that enough. This time of year, first thing in the morning for the first couple hours, you can run the backs of these creeks, moving baits, buzz baits, poppers, little Kitech swim baits and stuff like that, spinner baits. First thing in the morning, they've got herring in the backs of these pockets right now. And then around 10:30, it turns around and everything goes back to being on the main river channel or on the main lake.
See, I'm different than you. I like getting in that stuff later. Like I never go in there in the morning because I have a little different thing I do in the morning. But man, I don't go up shallow. I like back into stuff. I don't do that in the morning.
This is just
You like midday?
this is just an example though of what I'm saying, and then what Eric just retaliated with me with right there. There's really no wrong way right now to fish.
Oh no, you just get
put a couple
confidence and you're
baits
good.
on your deck and go fish. Just cover water and just fish the stuff that looks fishy. And especially right now, if you can find the bait, you can find the fish.
Yep.
And they're a little bit more easier to trick right now because they're really starting to think, I gotta eat. Mark, I know, he said, you're wrong. They will not bite a buzz bait. They don't bite buzz baits on Lake Lanier. They absolutely do not bite buzz baits. So Ryan's back, and we're all sitting here back together again. We've got about, 40 minutes, roughly,
Yeah.
give or take.
I'm driving to Atlanta after this.
He's
Remember I told
driving
you
up.
I came from Grant Park, from the middle of Atlanta.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Well, we
so-
got to get Ryan out of here as quick as we can.
Very good.
The smaller ponds, real quick, the smaller the smaller little lakes, the water temperature is always this time of year is typically about 4 or 5 degrees cooler, depending upon like if the weather that we've been having. That's typically about pretty average. But 66, man, fish be chewing. They'll be absolutely smoking stuff at 66 right now. So that's on Latham. I haven't been to Latham in a while, but I can only imagine. I know what I would do if I went to Latham right now, if I was going this weekend. But go fishing Saturday. It's supposed to rain. Them spots love that stuff. This
Oh,
week. Love that stuff.
I'm gonna get out in that.
They
Is it gonna be cold rain?
Yeah, it's going to be
Am I
cold
gonna have
rain.
to
No,
like
they're
to
going to
myself
chew
again?
this weekend
Dude,
because
they're
I'm
gonna
driving
chew,
to Florida.
dude.
They are going to
Dude, they're
chew.
going
All my
to
buddies are
chew.
going to send me pictures this weekend.
They're going to
I
chew
promise you, if
Saturday.
I'm heading south, it's going to be on fire. Get out there.
They're
Promise
going to
you.
chew Saturday. I can
I
promise
love
you
those
that.
days. As long as it's nasty out there, I'm excited. Keeps the
Right.
people off the lake.
Right.
It's a great time.
That's my favorite weather to fish
exactly. Yeah.
out there. So.
I'm not giving away World Series tickets for the question of the week. We don't even. Do we even have a question of the week?
Did you come up with
No.
one?
I didn't know if I come up with one.
Well, then I guess we're not doing it.
I mean, we can make one. While we
Good.
think of, let me think of one.
Not giving prizes.
So while we do that, question for Hanks. I don't know him that well, but I hear he's coming out with a great 4-inch drop shot.
Shaky head
Shaky
worm.
head worm. I'm not trying to get the cat out of the bag, but is it true?
I feel like that's my buddy Clay because he knows how much that just drives me crazy. No, we will not be making any drop shot worms
No,
or shaky
man.
head worms at this time. So, no. No, that's not happening at this time. That definitely was Clay. That has to be Clay.
OG herring and a drop shot. That's,
Yeah,
that's
no drop shot right now. I mean, the little 3-inch swim bait
The
is
1-2.
is a stretch for us, but I mean, over the past few years, it is Clay. My Blake says it's Clay. So over the past few years, like I like fishing. When I fish Lanier, my favorite time is wintertime, and I like fishing extremely deep. And I like fishing ditches. I like fishing, and I would always throw like a 4-inch Cinco on a 1/4-ounce shaky head or fish a jig. But over the past, I know it's blowing your mind. I know. Listen,
over
oh yeah,
shaking his head.
out there where the big ones live in that deep water. You know those
Yeah.
herring eaters?
Past that
Yeah,
bridge.
yeah. They're not north of the bridge. No, there's a gate under the Brown's Bridge. They won't let the big fat spots
I don't
get
know
through.
about that.
I'm just joking. I'm just
I don't
joking.
know
I'm just
about
joking.
that.
But over the past few years, in fishing the smallmouth lakes, that little 3-inch swim bait crawled slow down those ditches has got, catching giants on that, and it's fun too. I'm using like 7-pound fluoro, little spinning rod. That's been my deal. So
Listen, this is coming up right here. This is the time of the year where you can find the right fish that's in a ditch, and you can literally in 10 minutes, you can literally like have 18, 20 pounds.
oh, it's ridiculous.
Like,
It's
it's
ridiculous.
literally, it'd be like 10, 12 casts, and it's like, holy crap, what do we have?
That's
You
right.
know, I mean, it's literally that time. When you find some of those that are schooling on the herring, shallow, and the backs of these ditches first thing in the morning, listen, after that, they don't just leave. They go back out there a little bit deeper.
They just
And
pull
that's
that
where
timber
Ryan's
line.
little 4-inch Cinco and shaky head really starts coming into play.
That's right.
You can literally sit in a ditch this time of year. you can about sit in a ditch and work your way from 10 feet shallower all the way back out to 40. And if they continually
right.
cooperate,
That's right.
you can literally stay in that one creek for
That's
all day.
So in December, also we get a good spoon bite on linear, and so that's when I came up here last time. I think I brought the slow pitch rod and showed you. That's when we'll start using like the little slow pitch baits as well instead of drop shotting. It's not that I don't drop shot or have a problem with drop shotting. It's just a different way to fish. Just trying to show them something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk. Let's talk about that for a minute. But don't you run into wolf packs of 4-pounders?
They're there.
They're there. I promise you.
Baldridge.
They're there. Baldridge.
That ain't north.
yeah, no, up there in Baldridge.
Baldridge.
All the way down.
Athens
Them-
Boat Club.
Them big down. No.
Athens Boat Club, yo. Y'all,
don't
some
think-
of y'all don't even know about that. Eric don't even know where Athens Boat Club is.
I don't even care.
Athens Boat Club is money every year. I'll go get me a limit quick.
Dang.
Chattoog was 67 Monday morning, and we caught our fish in a creek. Listen, again, it's really that time of year right now. I said this on the Buzzbait show, where I sat over here and talked about buzzbait fishing with Justin. When you find them in the back of a creek right now, they're going to be there this winter. They don't leave. They're going to stay there. As long as the bait stays, they're going to stay. How do you find a good ditch? I have my way.
You fish
Ryan,
a lot.
you love it. You love doing it too. And since you're here, you want to drop some knowledge on answering Jeremiah's question on how to find a good ditch?
Yeah, I just get out on Lake Lanier and follow Justin Beavers and Eddie Crowth around the lake, and
There
then when
you
they
go.
pull into, I just go fish right behind them. I'm just joking. What I want in a ditch, I want a good timber line about halfway down. As you talked about, a lot of time in the winter, I find the very back of the ditch, shallow, first thing in the morning, a moving bait, whether it's a jerk bait, a Kitech, something like that, and then they'll pull out as the sun gets up, because this herring will move back to the very back of that pocket. That water temperature is usually like 1 or 2 degrees, just a little warmer. It's just enough to keep them back there. The spots will be in there overnight feeding on that bait. As the sun gets higher, the bait's going to move out, and it's going to find the first structure it can get on, which in most cases is a good timber line right there.
Yep.
The bass will follow them. So I look for good timber. I also like ditches that will offer other things, such as like a boat dock or like a good few little like secondary rock points. So if it's sunny that day, those same deep fish may pull up on those rocks that are getting sun. So it gives me different options to fish things in that same ditch, you know. And
One thing that I think gets misconstrued about ditch fishing is a lot of guys, they say, oh, well, you got to throw straight down the middle.
right, and you don't.
No. When we're talking ditch in the morning, too, there are some mornings the herring's not all the way in the back. There are some mornings where you're in 50 feet of water in the ditch, in the middle.
Right.
But they're actually got the bait up on the
I'll
bank.
push on the sides, exactly.
Up on the
Push on the
side.
sides.
If you find a
100%.
bluff wall next to a ditch, like a bluff rock wall,
yeah.
you throw right against the bank. Oh my goodness.
Um,
Oh my goodness.
So one other thing too, talking about
That's
that to
fun.
finish that question, and I know Ryan, I don't know if he'll want me to say this or not. I don't know if he cares or not. One thing that you can definitely that you need to keep in the back of your mind, and Jeremiah, I know you use your maps a lot. Any creek most all the creeks have some form of a ditch on the lake. Most all of them
Right.
do, in some form or fashion. Some of them are really long and narrow. Some of them are a lot shorter. It's just really you just kind of use your map and use your sonar and kind of understand what you're looking at and seeing what it's like. But one of the things that you can do visually without having to necessarily use your graphs or use a map is you go into the back of a creek, go all the way to the back right now, and if there's a little bitty creek coming in back there that's got some constant fresh little water flowing in,
You're gonna.
I mean, that's what I said. I said, if you don't want me to say
Nutrients.
He's
anything,
giving the nuggets.
we're going to give away the
He's
nuggets.
giving the nuggets out.
That's just something, going to keep in the back of your mind. Those are
Coming up this
also.
winter, we're going to fish 50 feet deep. Deal?
Listen,
Pulling
Come
teeth
on.
doing that.
Come
no,
on,
we're not
come
going to
on.
be pulling teeth. You
No.
got to catch some, dude. Come on, dude.
Get 'em
He's
shallow.
gonna be sacking 20 pounds shallow on his crankbait, being like, "Yeah, I'm good on that, boys." That's what he's gonna do.
Really?
to us. That's what.
I do the same thing.
I know you do.
But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now.
You're telling me you'd rather sit out there looking down at the graph than just
Who's looking at a
going-
graph?
I'm not looking at a
Who's looking at
graph,
graph?
dude.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
don't
ever
have
say
to.
anything about staring at a graph, catching them. I said look at your graph and to look at the contour.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say sitting there staring at a
We're
graph.
boring them.
We're boring.
Gotta
Poor
go down
Chris.
the
He's
banks.
We got to
He's-
Cass has got to make a frog for him. We have to now. We have
yes.
to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something. So listen, I kept Chris's big secret this year, and I'm not going. I still ain't gonna say it. But he sent me video of it. Now he was like, "Please don't tell nobody." I was like, "I promise I won't." And I didn't tell a soul what he was doing. And I'm going to continue that way because we're buddies. So, yeah, exactly. There are more ditches than many folks think. Just some are better than others. And the ones that typically make it better than others is if there's something in that ditch that keeps the bait in
Right,
there.
keeps it in there.
Got to keep it in there. Yeah, exactly. If there's no bait in the ditch, it's gone. Listen, if you don't see bait anywhere or you can't find bait anywhere in a ditch, in the back of a creek, you need to go.
That's right.
You need to go. No, you need to go.
There's a lot of times
No,
you don't
need
see
to go.
bait, but it's there.
Listen, I'll argue.
And there's
with you.
big bass.
Listen, I'll argue with you.
Big
If you're
bass.
going to be doing that kind of stuff, that fish head, swim bait, Kitex kind of stuff like that, jerk baits, listen, if there ain't no bait, you're going to be in trouble. I'm just going to
I think
right now.
I
You're gonna
think
be
more
pulling-
often
like we said with Chris, you're going to be pulling teeth. You're going to be pulling teeth trying to catch the handful of fish that are in
You're
there.
going to be looking at your graph a lot.
You're going to be looking at your graph.
your
Looks like
my
that. See?
goodness.
What about
I think-
deep bowl or pocket? Yeah, see,
my
so
God.
there's a lot of these ditches and stuff that are really have like the depression in them, kind of forms a bowl. And if you want, go watch the 2012 Bassmaster Classic on Hartwell. The place that Casey Ashley fished on Hartwell, I know exactly where it's at. That is a ditch that ran up and ran into a bowl and then ran into the back of the creek. His boat was sitting in the middle of the bowl, and the fish were pushing the bait out of the ditch and onto that bowl, and they were just running around all morning long. And he was fan casting that fish head all the way around. So go back and you can watch that, and you can kind of see the 2012 Bassmaster Classic on Lake Hartwell. I believe it was 12. I think it was. I believe it was 12. But we're getting into ditch fishing now. All of a sudden, I mean, it's like, whoa, you know, we're starting to go down the rabbit hole. But let's kind of change the subject. You know, we still got a little bit. We're still Topwater. We'll have us a ditch episode soon. Probably here toward the end of November. We'll probably have one because that's when it'll really start kind of firing up. According to Eric, there's fish already in the ditches. And
what are you talking about?
There
There's
is
so
some.
many, dude.
There is
They're
some. How big are they?
infested small.
Exactly.
That's why I didn't
We're not
fish
looking
for
for
'em.
small ones. We're looking
That's
for
what
big
I'm
ones.
saying. That's why I didn't fish them. I keep on saying that.
Yeah, exactly.
My
So,
fish were not on the ditch this weekend.
No, your fish from Main Lake, I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently, I was getting chased around by like 50 different people. I didn't know any of them were. I don't know whose boats are whose.
Did anybody have binoculars?
I don't know.
I was just wondering.
Probably.
I was just wondering.
Dang.
I
I don't
was
know. I don't know if you could recreate what I'm throwing.
I don't know.
I think that'd be hard to do.
It's really hard to say. I don't know. But
don't
you
know.
know what? Listen, you do you. And
I'll
you
do
keep
me.
it that way. So,
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes to go. We're not going to run this thing late because, granted, Ryan's got to go back to Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
30 minutes to go. Let's talk about this. Chris, what's your plans coming up for the next month in terms of fishing?
Catching all the crap.
Catching all the
Do that
crappie.
too. Once the lights go out, as long as we can throw Topwater, I'm not putting it down.
You're not going to put
I
the
go
top
out
water
every
in?
day with 3 Topwaters on the deck.
I like it.
Every day.
Let's go.
That's it,
Let's
dude.
go.
It's this. It's that.
Let's
I think
go.
it's going to catch on fire soon. Oh my goodness.
What is your plans for the next month?
To catch grouper on Topwater.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Grouper on
On the OG.
Topwater.
Yeah,
So
there's
you're going
an
to
awesome
Florida.
this time of year. Actually, it's kingfish, tuna, and grouper, but we have a lot where I live in Florida, about an hour north of me. It's a really rocky area, and gag grouper will pull up shallow, and you can catch them on Topwater. So I'm going to go take some OGs and target grouper.
Have you caught a Goliath grouper?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Is it really what everybody says it is?
It's
Is
like
it
hooking
like
hooking
hooking on
a stupid big bug car, and it's annoying. And you,
So you didn't
so
enjoy it.
so when I take you fishing with me, if I hook a Goliath, I'm handing you the rod. Yeah.
know if I'll take it.
So here's the thing. When I was sitting up here in Georgia and I'd see like a Goliath grouper, I was like, oh my god, I got to go down there and catch them. When you start fishing down there a lot and they're eating all your really good red snapper and other grouper and that, you just get kind of annoyed. You know what I'm saying? I did catch I caught a baby. It was like a 100-pounder, which is a baby, on a vertical jig with a lot drag, and I was done after that. But to be honest, this is going to sound real crazy. The amberjack is stronger. They go harder. The Goliath grouper are just like very heavy. It's just like when you hook it, you're like, I'm hung on the bottom. I'm hung on the bottom. It's what it feels like. Then the bottom where you're hung starts to like slowly move, and you're like, oh no, seal now.
So you consider a Goliath grouper a trash fish?
Yeah.
Trash.
Isn't that bad? No, it's just because, like, I guess okay, here's Florida fishing too. Coming from being a bass fisherman in Georgia my whole life, using artificial, everybody in Florida fishes, but it's more like grocery shopping. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it is.
I've never heard it described
but it is,
way.
because think about it. If you took a trip here, you book a charter on a big head boat, you go out, they put some squid on your hook, and you drop down. Now, it's not all like that, but a lot of people are going out there when you go offshore. You're keeping the fish. You're keeping all the fish. Like, it's not like I can go out there and catch fish and release them and have a good time, right? But you're going out, you're getting red snapper, which are delicious, right? So then you go out and these Goliath groupers start eating them, and it's just, we don't like them. Sharks and Goliath grouper, especially sharks.
I've deep sea fished before. We deep sea fished over
In
wrecks.
Texas.
Yeah.
And,
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, exactly. I've done it before, and dude, like, I'm gonna tell you what, we were catching snapper and stuff like that were like this big,
Yeah.
okay, but we were catching them in like 207 feet of water,
Makes you tired, doesn't
and it was just like the first mate was like, all right, your rod's gonna bend over, and then you're just gonna grab the reel and you're gonna reel is the way he described it,
Yeah.
and it was just like.
Right.
And like after we caught like 5 of them, I caught 5 of them. I was like, I'm gonna go lay down.
Yeah, that tires
like
you
it
fishing.
tires you out,
So
dude.
if you come down and fish with me, you're going to do slow pitch jigging, and we're going to catch those same fish on basically a drop shot rod with 30-pound braid, and that is fun, and it doesn't wear you out. It's a
Okay,
deal.
that's better than because
Oh,
these
dude,
real
it's
lure.
no,
using
yeah,
like
you're
that-
using like they're super slow gear ratio, conventional reels. It'll wear you out.
Like
And
all
a
it was,
baseball bat rod.
he was like, flip the handle back, okay, and then he was hooking up a big old bait that was like this big,
Yeah.
and then he was throwing it out there, and he was like, just put your hand right here and let it go. And then they were sitting there watching the grass, and they're like,
not
"Stop
for me.
it!"
No, man, that's not that bores me. I got to drink beer if we're gonna fish that way. I
Well,
want to go out there. And
well,
throw
that's what
top-
we did.
No, I know, but that's
Yeah.
what the majority of people do. And what we're trying to do is show them there is a totally different way to catch those fish out there. And it's like taking some of the bass fishing stuff that I learned and bringing it down there, or bringing some saltwater stuff to freshwaters. I go out there. It's funny. I'll be on the boat. I'll have one rod for a stick bait cast in topwater, and I'll have one for a jigging rod, which I consider like my saltwater drop shot. But
Yeah.
it's catching the heck out of them, you know. And I think people could be more open-minded to fishing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and it's exciting. It's fun. I mean, mahi, any of that stuff, tuna, you know.
Well, I want to go. One thing on my bucket list is I want to catch a marlin.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I
That'd
want
be
to catch
really
a
fun.
marlin. I'd love to go catch a marlin, and I know that paying for a trip to go marlin fishing is a very, 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 very high gamble.
Mm-hmm.
In the fact that you could troll for 14 hours and not get a bite,
That's right.
and it's but you want. I would like
a life
to catch
experience.
one. I would like to catch one.
Yeah.
I've caught a mako.
Did you really?
I've caught a mako. Yeah, when we went to Hatteras,
Yeah.
we went drifting and we were catching dolphin fish,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mahi,
yeah.
and we were catching. We caught one mako,
That's the only shark I like.
and
They're special
that
fish.
thing hit, dude, and it was just like they were like grabbing water and like dumping it on the spool,
Right. They're
because that
pelagic
thing
sharks.
was just
They're
like
fat.
it was
They're
just
super,
gone,
super
dude.
cool
It was
sharks. I like
crazy.
those.
But they said they pulled it up beside the boat. We took a picture of it. They cut the line, let it go. They didn't want to. They didn't want to have nothing else to do with it because it was around 300-400.
Yeah, they're
pounds.
wild looking too. They look like the devil. Their teeth are all gnarly and black
dude.
eyes.
Oh God, yeah, man,
like 'em.
it was crazy. So, all the BS aside, my boy Hanks knows the stuff. The quality of his baits are unreal. I've known him for a long time, and from day one, he has fished with the Paul. You always kill me with the top of the something.
That's-
He was gonna. I think I was gonna say clown show at the end.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking.
Okay.
No, if that's clay, I have been very lucky to fish with and against some really awesome people on
top of the
here.
blank. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Top of the blank. Top of the morning.
Kurt is talking about him growing up down in Vero Beach in Jupiter.
Yeah.
Yes, he's asking if I caught snook on the OG yet. Yeah, we caught snook. There's been some tarpon caught. I haven't caught a tarpon, but definitely have caught some snook on the OG. Caught redfish on it. I think I may have sent you those pictures that time of like we were
Yeah.
using 60-gram poppers and catching redfish. So, yeah, snook will tear them up.
Well, with this much time left, if you guys got any questions, anybody, whether it's here or online,
Yeah,
watching,
I definitely
ask away.
want to answer like any questions that anybody has while I'm here about working the OG, the gear, anything that I can shed some light on. I'd be glad to do it.
So we'll open that.
What rod and reel is that? I don't think we.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So-
you said what it was, but you didn't actually.
That
talk
X-Brite
about
is a
it.
good rod.
It's a 7.6.
Shakespeare.
Ugly stick.
Yeah, Shakespeare ugly stick. 40-pound mono. And I like to put my spinner reel on the bottom and reel
Yeah.
it backwards. If you reel it backwards, you get twice the action out of the OG. No, this is a 7.6 medium heavy Shimano X Pride. I'm fishing this on a 7-to-1 Shimano Bantam cast PE3 braid, which is the equivalent of 50-pound, and then it is a uni knot to 20-pound fluorocarbon. That's my little setup right there.
There you go.
That rod and reel.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to. I wish we could like go outside and you could see how far I could throw that thing. 'cause
Oh, I
can-
know. Those
move
X
on.
Prides,
Yeah.
they're something real.
Okay, so Jeremiah said Mullet Run is wide open right now. I know it was kind of like the timing of coming up here to film all the stuff for Cass was it was kind of hard coming to Georgia and leaving the Mullet Run because we would have got some really sick content throwing it down there in Florida, but wanted to get up here and get some spotted bass,
Spot bass.
Spot bass.
That's what
Get
farmer
some
calls
spot
them. He calls
bass.
them spot bass.
hit some spot bass.
Spot bass.
Yeah.
Any questions? Too, keep them coming for Ryan. Any questions for Chris as well? Like I said, he's our local guy.
He's a
here.
local linear hooker.
He
He
is
knows
a
more
local
about these
linear
spot bass
hooker.
than me.
Hey,
He can catch them above the bridge.
Chris does what he needs to do. And he's me and him. He's like, I thought you didn't fish over that way. I was like, come on, dude. I was like, I fished the whole lake. But Chris, I'm not gonna say where he fishes. It's just above the bridge. It's just above the main bridge. It's above 369. Do you even know what the lower end of the lake looks like?
I took him down there. I took you down
Oh,
there.
you
Yeah,
lost.
I mean,
It was like
yeah.
I've seen
he was
it,
on
but,
Neptune.
It kind of was tough though because the wind was blowing like 20 miles an hour sideways, so we didn't get to you didn't get the full tour of the south end and all its magical capabilities of big spot
all its
bass.
glory.
In all its glory. Especially on a Saturday with 40,000 boats now.
That's right.
It's
Oh,
crazy
man.
being back dude, on a Wednesday or Thursday. There's people on
Oh,
every
it's
hole
insane
now.
right now.
It's crazy.
The cabin cruisers are going nuts right now.
Oh,
That's
they're
wild.
all up
It's
and
wild.
down
It
the
is
lake.
Yeah, they're like going
Oh,
down around like
my
it's some
goodness.
it's like Ringling Brothers and Martin and Bailey
my.
Circus.
Let me answer Neil here. Do you think you'll ever make a smaller OG than the 30 gram? Yeah, it's possible to do that. We probably will get some prototypes and test those and and see. We're really happy though with the size of the 30 right now though, just because it's kind of separating itself from other baits. Like I said, I've seen two spots, one over 5, one right over or right under this week on the bait. So I think we want to still keep a larger profile on that and drawing the big fish power, kind of like how a swim bait does. But definitely we'll play with the 20 gram as well.
I really think it would be cool to see. I don't know if it'll happen this year, but it could very well happen this year. I think it'd be cool to see one of these Elite Series tournaments or something, and someone's throwing a cast.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome.
I think that would be cool.
I don't want to say any names, but we've got an Elite Series guy who's got some cast baits, and I hope that he fishes them live this year. I mean, with his sponsorship and his pro staff stuff, he can't get on like Instagram or social media and say, "Hey, check this out." But he's definitely got him in the boat. It's somebody that I really like too. I think he's an awesome person, and can't wait to see if he catches some good fish on him.
He may very well do it.
Yeah. So
How will these OG baits work on some of these small reservoirs in North Georgia?
I think it'll work fine. I mean, the lake that I was fishing smallmouth up north, it's a pretty small lake, and it did good. You know, I mean, you guys know your water better than me. I think it's putting time in the water and learning how this bait works for your environment. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, when it comes to topwater baits and stuff, you on these smaller lakes specifically, like the little electric reservoirs and stuff, you may not get as many bites as you would like on Lanier or something like that, for example. But I can about promise you this: if you fish it for 8-9 hours, the bite that you get, if you do get a bite,
It's a good one.
is a good one. Your bigger fish, the big
ones.
big topwater baits just have
That's
this
right,
drawing
big
power. It has a drawing power to some of these bigger fish, and these bigger fish, they're going to go for the tomahawk steak before they go for the bowl of cereal, man. There's really no other way of describing it. They want one big meal that they can exert a lot of effort into for 20 seconds, and after
That's
that,
right.
they're good.
That's right.
And that 20 seconds turns into them trying to pull off, and hopefully they don't pull
That's
off.
right.
But I really don't. Go throw it and go try it. It's all really just have some confidence in it. Say, listen, I'm gonna go do it. I talked to a specific person today. I'm not gonna name names, but he said, listen, I've gotten so I've gotten so broad with all the different stuff that I throw. And I said, well, you got to have something that you can stick in your back pocket for when you need to go catch a fish.
Yeah.
And he's like, I really don't have one because I've just been trying to do so much different stuff. And I kind of looked at him like, bro, you need to like hit reverse quick, because I say all of 4 of us sitting here at this table could probably all say if we had to go catch a fish on something, we have a technique and a bait that we can go throw to say we need to go catch a fish. I'm going to go catch one fish. Doesn't matter what size, don't matter what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
We all 4 of us probably sitting here have a bait that we're going to go and we can go catch fish on. And all 4 of our baits may be totally different. No, we do not have any in stock right now at the store. It's wherever, Ryan said this earlier, it's wherever Matt can get them and put them in. We will have some
I'm
more
sure he'll
soon.
be contacting you guys.
Yeah, we will have some
They
more
shipped
soon.
out, the 40 grams shipped out today from our warehouse, and like I said earlier, on our site right now is probably 20 black pearl chrome left in
Okay.
40 gram. But
My
Bone,
suggestion would be to order one online. From you
yeah,
guys.
and that helps us. I mean, that goes right to us.
Right,
so
exactly.
I encourage you guys to do that. But also, it's super cool to have them up here in the stores and the local community. That means a lot. Let's see what else we got here.
I want to know what my go-to bait is in the timber and a ditch.
Jig.
Yeah, that's my
Jig
go-to.
just
Yeah.
is a
works.
jig.
It just works.
If I gotta go to a ditch and I gotta go fish a ditch, right? And you told me I can only fish a ditch.
Oh, right now?
I'm gonna throw a jig.
Jerk bait works good right now.
Listen,
What about that, Ryan?
this is me.
Oh,
Huh?
Oh, and then-
yours, I feel
Oh,
like.
huh?
I feel like I know
well,
yours.
Oh,
you
God,
need to
there's two
elaborate.
Ryans.
You need to elaborate.
Yeah.
Ryan H or Ryan or me, Ryan, dumbass Ryan or cool
No,
Ryan.
no, whatever. I think you got that
Um,
backwards.
So you answer that question. Since
Okay.
I answered it, you answer it.
So a few different things. Definitely a 3/8 ounce lead head with a 3-inch swim bait on it. I'll just spill the beans. I like a green pumpkin 4-inch Cinco, and then I also like a jig. And what I've found fishing Lanier a lot, some days they're really on that jig, some days they're on the worm more. I kind of play with it back and forth, but the day that I don't throw the jig, I seem to get beat by it in tournaments. So I'm going to be honest, So I those are my favorite. And then I also use our little slow pitch jig, which is like a spoon, not a jig like this. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If
and you
can get
showed
over
me
this-
those. They're
Yeah.
like this big.
Yeah. So I brought the big ones from saltwater, but
Right.
the 20 gram will be like that big, like small little spoon.
That's tiny. That's some
Yeah,
tiny bait.
yeah.
And listen, in the wintertime, they sometimes some days they like to eat that little bitty
Little
threadfin
tiny,
and
the
stuff.
threadfin
That's
stuff,
this
yeah.
big.
Like slurping up.
That
Yeah.
stuff right there could be
little.
other than guest Ryan. I'm the other guy. Okay, well I appreciate that. Buddha.
That's your boy.
I appreciate that, Buddha. Listen,
Yeah.
I took Buddha and I said, listen, we're gonna catch some fish right here, and Sure enough, he caught some. The one time
Yeah.
we went and fished a tournament together. So we're going. Well, like I said, whenever Matt gets them, but certainly, come buy one from us. But certainly, if you got to get one like ASAP, definitely go to
Castfishing.co.
Exactly.
We weren't cool enough to get .com.
We weren't cool enough to get .com, so we're just gonna keep it castfishing.co.
Castfishing.co.
Go support these guys and buy you one. And you guys shipping is pretty good.
Yeah, we're trying to get on it. So.
Yeah, so y'all. I think you said something about turnaround. If y'all had it in stock, was y'all were shipping them out within either that day or the next day.
24 hours. Yeah.
So it's you order one on a Monday, and there's a very high possibility you might have it by the end of the week.
That's right. That's right.
It'd be ready for the weekend. Lori had her.
I know.
Lori,
I saw those
that's
pictures,
Kurt.
y'all stacked them up, man. That's great.
Yeah,
to see.
y'all are catching fish. He go on Fish North Georgia page and go to Kurt's profile. He has a fishing report from him and Lori the other day. It's like
They
this
smoked
long,
them, dude.
and they were catching fish on all kinds of stuff.
I like it. Kurt is a solid dude. I used to fish Greater Atlanta Bass Club. I miss that dude right there. He's one of my favorite people.
Even if he's a Dodger fan.
I know. It's hard to look past that.
Matters a lot less.
It matters a lot less
It does.
now.
But no,
It's-
Kurt is an awesome guy. So
Hey,
I miss seeing him.
Even after everything that went down between the Braves and the Dodgers, the whole time everyone was talking smack to you, Kurt. We all still love you.
That's right.
You're a great guy.
That's right.
So it was, and you're a good sport, and we were good sports about it too.
That's right.
So Nathan said I'm definitely getting on that cast hoodie.
Yeah, we'll get a link going for that soon. So I've had a lot of people ask me about that. I'll definitely get that going.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
It's all coming, guys. It's just one thing is, and we deal with it. And any of you guys who come to the store, you hear us say about it. And I'm sure Ryan he'll rattle this right back at it the same way I'm about to say it. The way the world is right now, some things we just can't help.
That's right.
There's some things that we here at FNG and True Grit, Ryan and them at Cast, there's some things we can't control. We can't control whether stuff's coming in, so we
Right.
can get it to you guys, and we can't control what. Listen, we've had a couple guys. And
Lead times.
I'm not going to name no names. We've had a couple guys that we've put stuff in the mail and sent out of state that they bought on the FNG store, and 4 days goes by and they're like, "Where's my stuff?" And they're like, "Listen, you have the tracking number. It's out of our hands now. So
It's crazy.
just burn this in mind now, that from whether you're buying Christmas stuff or you're buying fishing stuff like right now or anything like that, guys, I'm not trying to get on soapbox, but have a little bit of patience right now.
Yeah, the world's crazy.
The world
Yeah.
is insane right now, dude, and just it's. I don't know, huh?
Be part of the solution.
Yeah, be a part of the solution and have a good attitude about it, and say, hey, if it takes me a couple extra days, it takes a couple extra days, because it's just one of them things right now. So, but again, we support all the local companies, support all the small businesses. I guess we could consider you guys
That's right.
really a small business.
That's right.
Even though y'all are overseas in Australia and here, y'all are still really a small business.
That's right.
So, guys, you're a lot more. Y'all can come up here to the store. Yeah, exactly. Talking about that. How many? Because see, you can come talk to all three of us. Me, Josh, or Danny.
Same here. It's me, Mick, and Ben. There's three of us.
So there's three there. So there's three of us: me, Josh, and Danny, and then Paul when he's here on Thursdays. And you can hit Paul up anytime on Facebook Messenger and Instagram.
Now, I do want to rephrase that. It's us three as the owners, but Mick's wife does a lot of work and helps over there.
Shout out to Mick's wife.
My fiance Brittany has done so much to help and still does it. So we have a crew. We have a family. I do want to. This is probably the last thing I want to mention, that I should probably drive back to Atlanta, Georgia, since I'm an old man. But it's bringing up the family thing. That has been the coolest experience of all the cast. Is being able to bring these baits back here to Georgia, where I'm from, and the massive amount of support I've gotten from you guys, from some of my best friends on Lake Lanier. Way back in this feed, somebody asked, is Chris part of the cast family or pro staff? But we don't have a pro staff, but that's family right now. Like, he's awesome. I had one of the best days of my life fishing with this guy up here. I just want to call this out. This is, the older I get, the more I realize it's so much more about not a 20-pound bag, not a topwater blow up, but the people you're around. And
Right.
the best people I've met have been through fishing, and the people I'm involved with over in Australia with Cast and here and you guys is just what this has made me happier than I can say. I'm trying not to cuss on the mic right now, but
Right.
just happier than a pig, and you know what?
Yeah.
The massive amount of support we received, I can't thank y'all enough, and I'm really, really excited to keep pushing these lures here and make awesome products for you guys. So while I'm catching tuna down in Florida and Mick's catching, GT over in Australia, I know somebody's catching a big spot or a big largemouth up here in North Georgia, and that's really cool to me.
Right. That's awesome. So real quick.
Wrap it up on that.
Yeah, we kind of.
Well, I mean, that's the people. The people is the most important thing, and that's what's made our company successful. Our customer service. I do it. I call every email that I get. I don't write an email back. I call the person, and I end up on a 30-minute phone call talking about their favorite way to throw a methylated trickworm back in 1992 on Lake West Point or something like that, and talk fishing with somebody.
Right.
It's been such a cool experience.
Right. We're the same. We're the same.
Yeah,
way
exactly,
Here. We're
exactly,
the same
exactly.
exact way here.
Yeah.
So I know we said we were going to wrap that up, but two things. We'll go one more thing from Ryan.
Okay.
Michael Temple says, is the floating or sinking action better? And I assume he's saying, look at my question. That's his question.
Okay, so if you're fishing for bass in freshwater, I would definitely go with a floating action. I do sinking stick baits in saltwater. I have not dialed in or used a sinking stick bait enough in freshwater to advise you on that. The floating's where it's at. If you're on our site looking, a 40-gram float is what you want to do.
Okay. We're going all three. Y'all are both going to answer. We're going to all answer these next two questions.
Okay.
Eric. No, hold on.
Wake up.
Wake up, Eric. Go up to Jeremiah because he was the next one down. Where would you fish on the south end right now? I'm going to guess offshore structure and creeks. Give a quick little 1 minute. Where to go?
Yeah, offshore, of course, brush, especially when it gets sunny, they just pull right into that brush. You just throw something over them. That 145 Seville, fast sinking, get the thing let it sink a little bit, actually. Just reel it super fast, give it a snap every so often. That'll really get some big ones. Other than that, definitely shallow rocks, going up these creeks, like you said. I haven't been doing that a ton, but they're definitely up in that. Of course, main lake, little short pockets, a lot of big largemouth there right now. They get up under docks, especially during the sun. It really depends. The fish are everywhere, and those big fish are everywhere. So, you just got to find them. You got to find what they want. It changes all the time. It took me until the very end of my tournament on Sunday to really get it dialed, and I probably could have had a much bigger bag if I would have done it earlier. But, it's all a learning experience. You just keep on doing it. You'll keep figuring stuff out, and just stuff like that.
All right, good deal. Last question of the night. Ending off on Mr. Randolph over here. What is next for you?
Keep it moving. I'm keep doing the same thing I'm doing.
He's gonna keep doing the same thing he's doing.
We're staying shallow.
He's gonna win crappie tournaments.
He's gonna win
I'm
crappie
gonna try that
tournaments.
too.
Yeah.
We're coming for Kyle.
Go show up at Sardis Boat Ramp sometimes. Oh, am I supposed to say that?
Don't do that either.
Oh, go show up Sardis Boat Ramp, and if there's a black Chevy Silverado with a Stratus boat, guess who's on the lake? Chris Randolph.
I want to just tell Kurt real quick. Appreciate it, brother. I will come fish with you soon, dude. And if you come down to Florida, hit me up.
And then listen, we said this earlier in the episode, and the only reason I'm going to answer this is because he said earlier, about an hour ago, he come in. This thing's going to last
A minute.
low 60s, upper 50s, depending upon the weather. You're still going to have a little bit of wild. The coldest I've actually caught one is in the second week in December at 57 degrees on a bone colored popar. It was 4 pounds.
That's awesome.
So I'm just going to say that, and it was worked slow.
That's
So,
awesome.
with that being said, we're going to let Ryan get back to Atlanta. Chris has got to get back to Gainesville. They both have a lot farther of a ride than all the rest of us did. Well, other than Paul, but Paul don't count because he got to do it every Thursday. So, again, go follow Ryan on Instagram, at Ryan Hanks Fishing. Go follow Chris at the local Lanier Hooker, and then also go hit up Beasley. He's
Yes,
on
sir.
Instagram as well, Eric Beasley. And, of course, if you want to see some great action and some mind-numbing stuff that's going to absolutely make you be like, I got to go to the ocean, go follow Cast Fishing Co. on Instagram. I'm telling you, it's legit. They put up such
Appreciate
great
it, man.
content. They put up such great content, and their videos are well put together. With that being said, guys, we appreciate all you guys watching again. We'll be back next Thursday. And again, as always, appreciate your viewership. And we will talk to you guys later. And thanks again. And we thank these guys. Hit them up. I know you can reach out to Ryan. You can reach out to
Appreciate
Chris
y'all.
anytime.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks.
With that being said, guys, good night. We're going to let these guys get home. And we will talk to y'all later. Peace out.